That's Gavin. Everyone, say hi to Gavin.
Hi, Gavin.
Hi, Gavin.
Hi, Gavin. Oh, Gavin.
Okay.
Like crashing a session?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Hello. Bye-bye.
Anyway. I have to remember what the character voice is, and it's not going to sound right because I'm nasally.
Oh, go in.
Damien, are you feeling okay?
Oh,
no,
let's
I'm
go in.
not.
Frigid
Anyway.
woe.
I have the frigid woe, that's
Frigid
it.
bitch disease.
Anyway.
We haven't.
God, you scared. Jesus, get away from me! I think I'm catching it. Oh, no.
Anyway. So last time, we spent some more time in this strange city of Jigao. Here we had come across a festival, and we were competing in games and doing rather well. After competing in so many games, we were invited to to compete as one of the two teams in the final challenge of the festival's games. And in there, we had to travel as a group through a sunken cave system and find within it some sort of amulet and return it to the beginning of the cave system. But all the while, we were competing with the other team, The Last Words, a group of adventurers who we'd seen about, but now we saw all together. They are our Pokemon rivals group. And after going through the cave and encountering a number of dangerous things that attempted to stop us, we fought with not only the Last Words, but also a giant electric eel that did nearly kill Brago. I think Brago almost died again.
Again.
But nevertheless,
Water again.
nevertheless, the party escaped with the amulet, and Damien, left alone in the room on the other side of a large rock between the eel and the exit, with an eel between him and the exit, decided to help the members of the Last Words escape the room as well, because the entirety of his party had left, and so he went to help the other ones get out, because he did not want anyone to get hurt by the eel. And so, following the Last Words into another way out of the chamber, Damien had encountered with the Last Words something very odd. It was and the DM will help refresh my memory because it's been 3 weeks. Was it like another amulet, or was it like an orb, a golden orb of some kind? There was something in that final chamber.
That final chamber was, when you saw it, was like a glowing object.
Okay.
But you didn't really get a good look at it before Maggie palmed it.
Anyway, yes, Maggie, one of the members of the Last Words, laid her large ogreish hand upon the object, and a vision ensued. For those of us in that room, the Last Words and Damien, we all felt as if we had been plunged deep underwater and forced into some place beyond this realm. We saw a golden figure with brown hair and a red cape, golden armor and a shield, and he seemed to be bound to whatever this place was. He blathered on about the Moonweaver's temple, guiding those with power to his location, that he was shackled somewhere underwater, said something about the Changebringer, something about taking a jewel, and that was about all that Damien was able to recollect before completely falling unconscious. But he did gather the name of this individual who called himself Elixian. Once he was no longer in the vision, I believe that the rest of the party saw like or heard the voice but didn't see the vision or heard some of this as it was going down, but just thought it was some weird bit of magic somewhere. Nevertheless, Crash and Quiven returned into that chamber and eventually found the last words and Damien there unconscious and helped ferry them out. A helpful young lad named Chami showed up to assist with finding our location and getting us rescue, and all the while Ruidus was hanging menacingly in the sky.
So it was just like barely eclipsed, wasn't it? He was just peeking behind Katha.
Well, Ruidus was. I just have Ruidus rears her ugly head. So
It was a crescent, I
all.
think.
Rude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rude, first of all.
yes, you're right.
Let me see.
I was being dramatic.
Ruinous. I don't really care. I think it was a crescent for a second. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you are all on the shore. The elders are kind of tending to people. There's Elder Ushru and Elder Kolbukaz, who Elder Ushru is an orc and Elder Kolbukaz is a goblin. Elder Kolbukaz is talking to Borrego a little bit, actually, because they went and got boats to kind of help the rest of the last words come back into shore. Elder Ushru is talking to Ao, and standing next to Ao is Irvin and Galceriad, while Maggie, Dermot, and Neve are kind of off to the side talking to other people. But they seem to be kind of in, like, not like a rush, but they were a little bit hurried paced to get back to shore. So, just like you all were. Or to get them there. Because you were ready on Maggie and stuff. What would you guys like?
So at this point, everyone's back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I assume me and Neve are the last two because everybody else went to like swim or otherwise find their own way back. And
You
so,
were the boat that Brego.
yeah, Neve and I were the
Yeah.
only ones left on the rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna immediately pawn C and Damien, or C and everybody return Quiven and Crash of their own weird drifting, pushing means, and then Damien in the boat or being moved by Chami. What was the?
Chami could not pick anyone up.
That's right.
Me
Chami.
and- me
Damien
Chami's
and
now.
Neve are in a boat.
Is
Yeah.
Chami with us or is Chami still circling?
Chami is bothering Andre.
As we're floating back in the boat, Damien's going to ask Neve. You saw it all too, right? Like it was.
Neve kind of like shifts in her seat a little bit. Yeah, I think so.
Elixian? Does that name mean anything to you? Any of your friends?
Not me. I don't think anybody. I don't know.
Do you know who the Changebringer is? He said something about the Changebringer. I know the Moonweaver. Something about Moonweaver's temple?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel great right now.
I don't either. I suppose I'm just trying to understand it. Huh. Do you think it was real? Do you think that was part of the game? Didn't feel like it was part of the game.
I don't feel like part of the game. I think it was. I mean, as real as anything, I guess. I don't know. But good job on winning. She pats you on the shoulder,
Thanks. Did we win?
I guess. And then as you're approaching the shore now, Neve hops out of the boat. It's probably like calf deep water now, so you're fine. Maybe knee deep. And Elder Ushru is holding, I assume, one of the three of you, Andre, Brego, or
Andre.
gave him the other half of the amulet, or the twin amulet you found?
Mhm.
Okay. He will, as you approach, he will kind of do a head count and just make sure there's 12 people now. And he will hold up the amulet in the air.
He
And
counts 13 and he's like, Chami, leave.
Tommy, yeah. And he grabs your hand, Andre, and holds them both up in the air. And he goes, "We have our champions!" And then Chami goes, "Woo!" And a couple pew, 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 like fireworks go off for a second.
Oh.
And people are cheering on shore.
Yeah,
on the shoreline.
this
On the
felt
docks
like a
and stuff.
victory.
People start cheering.
It felt like a victory up until
Do we have music going?
the end.
We're winning.
Oh, winning. Is that what just happened? Quiven? Darling, what the hell just happened as they're coming ashore and Damien's phone?
What was that place down there?
Who are you talking to?
The elder.
Oh.
Elder Uther.
Guys, I was
It
wondering the same thing.
Emerald Grotto.
Right. But what does it do? Why was it made?
Nobody made it. It was naturally created. The eel
Naturally.
lives down there.
Maybe we should have questioned the eel.
So who put the glowing objects or object?
Well, we bring
The what?
the amulet down
Right.
and tie it on a heavy chain to the eel,
Yeah, experience that.
and then we cast a minor illusion to make the chain look like a weak rope, while also casting animal friendship
So
on the eel.
The eel's like a paid actor.
No, he's kind of. We do cast
It's
spells
more
on
like
it
a
to
lion
calm
in
it
a cage.
while we're down there, and then we release the spell hold
Right.
on it, and then
You give
just,
it a little pill when it's scared of the storms,
Right.
and then
it's got a thunder coat on.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
but
you wrap it in cheese, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's
You
right.
push it into the middle of the T-bone steak and throw it into the tiger exhibit.
okay, but what about the chamber past the eel?
What chamber past the eel?
Yeah,
So
I'm
it
not
was-
quite sure I know what you're talking about.
Ayo, back me up on this one.
Make a persuasion check.
there were
Okay.
two paths. Was there like a separate room in the other path that we didn't go?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yes, there was.
Persuasion?
But I'll wait for that.
Oh, I'm actually not bad at that. I forgot to give myself proficiency in that. An 18.
Ayo kind of just scratches the back of her head and she goes, I don't, yeah, there was something down there, I don't know. It's probably wasn't part of the game.
Yeah, well, we found you, your party, and Damien unconscious in a room behind the room where the eel was.
After
Yeah, I know.
seeing a strange vision.
I know. And Elder Usher goes, what? Could you explain this more? Perhaps in the morning you look like you could rest.
You'll forgive me. I'd rather, if you think you might have answers, then I'd rather get them now.
Maybe. How does the last words look? What's their vibe giving off?
They look pretty beat up.
I mean, yeah, beat up, but more like, are they like,
Make an insight check.
yeah, what's their, are they like grouped together, huddled, you know what I mean? Well, 4.
It's hard to tell what they're doing right now. A couple of them seem to be a little shaken up. Dermot's kind of hopping around and casting very minor healing on everybody. But it's hard to tell what their intentions are right now.
So I can understand if anyone is scared or shaken, but bad news does not get better with time. If there's something that we can...
Well, we don't know it's bad news.
And
It
we
did-
don't know that it's not.
Oh,
You were all
what
unconscious.
What news are we talking
Yeah,
about?
It's pretty spooky.
Well, you all.
I
No,
don't-
you. I don't know that. I don't know that. Did you? I
That's
mean,
not good.
you all didn't see anything down there, did you?
I saw the bubbles of those swimming away from us, and then y'all were gone.
But that was it. There was no.
As you're
There was a
talking,
spear, there was
Elder Kobukas kind of walks up and tugs on Elder Usher's robes and goes, "Hey, we're gonna have to finish the
Right.
festivities." Right.
I don't mind making a scene.
I'm not the leader of these people.
Can we finish this and discuss in the morning? You have a free board at the Unbroken Tusk for the evening,
Thank you. That'd be much
and I can meet
appreciated.
with you in the morning.
That would be wonderful.
no matter how heroin whatever happened is, I mean, like, it didn't seem like it was like immediately heroin, right? Like it seemed like it was like one of those things where it's like what happened? Like it's a bad omen more than it's a curse.
Okay, maybe Crash, you can back me up here, but we walked into a room of people I thought were trying to get out of a cave, and they were all unconscious. Do we not want to know what caused that? What if it's some sort of other magical illness, like the frigid woe, like...
Yes, it was very concerning.
It was... I'm not going to disagree with you, and I'm just still kind of looking over at the last words to see if they're like getting more engaged in this, or if this talk is actually pushing them further away.
At this moment,
and almost kind of with, if I can convey like what Damien's thinking, if he's kind of like guys, back me up.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, am I crazy? Am I the only one that really saw this? Like that's why he was asking Neve in the boat.
I would say at this point, with Elder Ushru talking to you guys, Ao has kind of stepped back a little bit to talk to other people. Like none of the last words are involved with your conversation right now. Like they're either talking to Kolbukaz or each other, not you guys. So.
I got a question.
Yes.
So we are like currently talking to the elders of the town.
Yep.
There was a celebration. This was like the finish line of the final marathon. So I'm assuming there's like a crowd around, right?
You guys are on the shoreline. There are lots of docks surrounding you. That's where the crowd is. But they seem to be not paying attention to you. Like they're celebrating.
Okay, they're not concerned with us.
No, they announced a winner, which was all that they needed. And so now,
All right.
yeah.
I'll just say then, in that case, if there was anybody else sticking around, I would just like heft myself up, and then I'd go over and I would try to like distract the crowd to get them in a good mood. Be like, hey, who wants a drink? I'll make drinks.
Great.
Just so like people aren't like, oh, what's going on?
Perfect.
Is something going wrong? Like.
Okay. Does anybody else want to join Andre in doing that? And like. Dealing with the crowd?
Yeah, I'll help you out with that for now.
Chami, you can't drink. Stop.
So Andre and Brago go towards the crowd a little bit. Chami is following directly behind you.
Okay, fine. I'll make you a Shirley Temple, all right? Just like the name of your temple. Go.
Yes!
Okay, Elder Ushru.
The name of your temple.
I understand that you have other duties you must attend to, and perhaps it is just the amount of the world that I've been privy to see as an adventurer that gives me concern as to what happened this night. Perhaps we could take your heed, compare notes with the fellow adventuring group that was there last night, and meet with you in the morning.
That seems fine. As long as, I understand you probably feel that there is some danger, that what you've explained to me so far seems concerning. But it's late. I can meet with you early.
Yeah, that'd be...
Is it that pushing you?
I don't know. I don't really know what I saw.
Well, it's not like anyone will re-enter the space. I mean, the eel is still there.
Right.
It's not like this is a local swimming hole for children. If there's some sort of danger down there, they're very well aware that there's an eel. There was a large danger to a large group of people. I don't think this is a typically publicly swam area, of course.
If you would like, we can have scouts here to, make sure nobody goes in. But you're right, nobody does.
All I really know at this point is that 7 people were knocked unconscious at the same time, and they all seem to be awake and fine now. So.
And it wasn't because of the eel?
No.
The eel was also unconscious.
Okay.
The eel was unconscious?
Yes. When I swam through to find you with Crash, the eel was unconscious. I know we didn't do that. So again, lots of questions to be asked. Perhaps you could tend to your duties and we could tend to ours.
Right.
And we'll compare notes in the morning.
Right. Sounds good. I'll meet you at the Unbroken Tusk in the morning time.
That'd be great. Thank you.
And he runs off and kind of joins the crowd. And he goes, oh, before I go, and he pulls a little sack off of his belt. For the winners. And he hands you a little pouch. And he gives you a little pouch of gold.
I'll take it from him.
Okay.
Thank you. This is much
Yes,
appreciated.
congratulations!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
No,
job!
honestly, like,
I'm not. I say I.
A victory. A victory. All right. We'll meet you in the
Okay,
morning.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
And he
It was a
walks away.
victory in accomplishing what we set out to accomplish.
Sure, you're not wrong.
I am
Crashes.
concerned.
Crash.
As he gives us this gold and walks away, I want to cast a first level spell and say, oh yes, bless you, thank you, and cast Hunter's Mark on him
Why?
because it gives
First
me
of all-
advantage on tracking him for the next hour.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay, good.
Okay, non-ranger having Hunter's
I'm gonna say thank you very
Good, I
much,
just
and then
froze the whole
Hunter's
thing.
mark him and pull out my bow.
Yeah.
Hand gun.
Okay, you Hunter's mark him. He kind of disappears into the crowd, and as he does so, Andre and Brego, you can hear him, but he kind of steps up on like a crate and announces the end of the festivities and departs a little bit. You know, he kind of goes off. But there's tons
Can
of
you-
people around who are partying and going crazy still.
If you want to continue this party, we're gonna be celebrating at the Broken Tusk. Come on down.
Unbroken Tusk, but
Yeah.
close enough.
All of the locals know what you meant.
Yeah, it's like if you've ever been to like a school picnic or like a town
Brewing
like
company, not
homecoming,
Panera Bread.
and all the rides have closed because it's late, but like all the parents are still around,
Smoking
and drinking and just fucking around. That's kind of what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
So, all right. I would say now the two Andre and Brego are a little bit further away. Hold on, I'm gonna close out of this and then see if that fixes your. No, it didn't.
Yeah, Cole, can you?
By the way, Cole, your webcam is frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Can
like
you just
loading
read?
on here.
There we go.
There it goes. Cool. Love that. Love that. Frozen face for me. This is terrible.
Well, you're not. No one's frozen for me right now.
Okay.
Oh really? Okay, good. Then we have a lot of devices
We have
right
a lot
here.
going
So
on here. Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah.
Andre and Brego are in the crowd, probably like 100, 150 feet away from
yeah.
the rest of you. But it does seem like the last words are kind of gathered in a group, a little bit like another 100 feet away from you guys. Like they've kind of gathered together on their own to talk. They're all sitting together talking. And they're slowly making their way. I would not say sitting together actually. They're slowly making their way like upshore back into town a little bit, but slowly. Like they're talking real quiet and walking.
I'm gonna cast message to Ao
Okay.
and just like quietly to myself say, thank you. We can re-talk in the morning, but we'll be at the Unbroken Tusk. But I need to thank you for if you did anything to get Damien back safely to us. I much appreciate it. You can respond to this message.
She will respond. Oh, you're welcome. Good game. And that's it.
That's
Damien, should we talk to them?
I eventually. What did you all see?
Let's
on your
talk
way
about
out
this
there?
as I'm like very below half my health. And say, can we go sit and talk? I don't
of
want
course.
to do this here.
To the inn.
Okay, you guys go to the Unbroken Tusk.
Twins, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Bring your friend.
Alright,
Bring your friend.
roll it out.
We don't have to.
We don't. Yeah, we.
Johnny!
Around.
All right.
He's got like a couple
We
pixie
owe
sticks.
him a
He's got a couple
meal.
pixie sticks in his hand, and he's like running
pixie stick.
towards you, and you just see and something grabs the back of his shirt, and you see Sharpwatch, who was the Aarakocra on the maze, and he just goes, "It's past your bedtime, Mister," and he gets dragged back.
Oh, it's your bedtime. Sorry, chum.
And you can just see him
You
like
know,
kicking
maybe
and
we can do something with that race we were talking about some other time.
okay.
Yeah,
And
we'll
he's-
see you. Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
I'll come see you in the
morning.
I'll come visit you.
We don't have to.
Yes, I will.
Oh, well.
Okay, goodbye. And then he's gone. He's in the crowd. He's gone.
Alright.
You approach the Unbroken Tusk. You see Agatha Silverspoon has cleaned up the set up kind of outside of her shop. There's no longer any tables or anything. She is tending to the giant horizon-back turtle that the Unbroken Tusk is built on top of. So she's just tending to the tortoise right now as you guys approach. It is nighttime now.
It is. Is there any dinner left inside?
Oh, hey guys!
Hi.
Congrats! I heard about the win. Nice.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
you know.
you.
Yeah.
What's
There's
wrong?
go ahead and go inside. There's I'll be in a second. I'll get you guys some stew and stuff.
Thank you.
And you can go right in. It's open. You have to like climb on top of the turtle. It's got like a couple steps built off of the side, but they're real rickety. Might just be easier to climb up, but eventually you can all get up there.
Hey, who's working the bar up there?
There's actually no one behind the bar, and it's not even really like a full bar. It's just a small little indent before the back room goes into the kitchen. There seems to be
Well,
a
it looks
lot.
like there's a lot to do, and I'm gonna hop over and I'm gonna start making drinks for everyone.
Okay. You notice that there's not a lot of alcohol options here. This
Sure.
seems to be more of like there's more room built into this little area for like a kitchen rather than the bar space. So you can find like
Sure.
a couple bottles of wine maybe. But you have stuff on you.
Yeah, I'm mostly just looking for like a table to set up
Oh
at.
yeah. That's you can use that.
I have all of my own equipment already.
Yeah. And after you guys go in and get settled, there seems to be nobody else like in here with you at the moment. And you thought it might feel really rickety as you are climbing up on the turtle back and then going inside, but once you're inside, it actually feels quite level, not moving at all. But yeah,
This-
it is like it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
This turtle's huge, right? But then it's also built up a little bit, so there's like 3 or 4 floors.
Whoa. This city is crazy.
Yeah, there's
Difference of cultures.
I kind of love it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we have been here
Never
for
a boring man.
we have been here for a day. We have
What a day.
been in a league of games of chance and skill, attacked by sharks, and
Turtles.
turtles, and
Eels.
then an eel while we were swimming through an underground cave. Myself and a number of strangers were rendered unconscious by a golden egg,
What,
and
you went unconscious?
yes,
What kind of unconscious?
roughly a minute, kind of unconscious. It would as I start to put the dots back together.
Isn't that like a lot for unconscious time? Like, I'm not a doctor, but I think brain damage is kind of on the table.
It's a
after
lot for
that.
Damien Markov unconscious time, that's for sure.
And that's a good point.
Well,
I mean, did like weird question, but serious. Did it feel nice, like sleep finally, or was it like bad unconscious?
Yeah,
like,
were
oh,
you
shit,
restful
I-
in your time away from us?
it felt more like drowning. If that
Oh God.
makes any sense. It felt like it didn't feel like I was sleeping or dead. It
So it felt like something, though?
felt like something. It was for most of that time. I was seeing some sort of strange vision. Which is what I was trying to bring up there, but I think if we're not that concerned about, like, obviously the elders don't think it's anything super pressing, but you all didn't hear or see a thing. Just
I think I remember hearing something pretty big and loud. Didn't we? Like
You
hear it?
heard some stuff, but you couldn't quite tell what it was.
Just like the way that underwater sometimes noise gets distorted.
Right, I actually thought it
I
was
was
Galceria doing something with magics to try and distract us, or
right.
I was the first one out. I didn't see anything.
Was not damage that brought you unconscious?
No, it was. I feel physically now fine. No one's
Sorry, I'm looking around.
and no one's dead, and it was really like someone just knocked me out for a minute. But does the name
Crash, does this sound like any like sort of religious connection to you? In a holy man and all that? You know, visions and magical light and all that? It just sounds like you.
You can make
Sound arcane.
you can make a religion check if you want.
Yeah, I'll roll one of them.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, BRB.
He's gonna run to the bathroom.
+2 is 15.
Okay. You would recognize from Damien's retelling, and the mentioning of the Moonweaver and Elixion and the Changebringer.
I haven't even gotten there yet. But
Well, I just assume you were
I
telling
I
us the
assume
story.
we didn't have to
I
roll.
was gonna
Yeah,
get there.
we didn't have to roll play the whole thing. Unless you wanted to.
Sorry.
Okay. I assume you mentioned all
Yeah, the
Can you
only
spell Elixion again?
ALYXIAN.
Pick it, like you were just about to get into that, but so
And
if you want to pick it up, just pick it up.
I just didn't need to.
We can
I
get
didn't
back
mean to
around
like
to the
make you
religion
roll play
check.
the whole thing.
no, that's okay. The biggest thing was the Changebringer. Like he
Okay.
doesn't know who that is.
So yes. So, with you rolled a 15, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you know about the Moonweaver, and the Changebringer you can explain to Damien or the party that the Changebringer is Avandra, who is also known as She Who Makes the Path. She's just a deific goddess in Wildmount who encourages her followers to venture into the unknown. She is goddess. Her holy day is on Horisal the First. And most of her worshippers are just like merchants and travelers and then some adventurers. But she's not one of the deities approved for worship in the Dwendalian Empire. So
Interesting.
Very interesting.
she's not like a evil,
Yeah.
but she's not approved in the Dwendalian Empire. Nor is she, I think, in
Well, in Jorhaus it's
Jorhaus,
just the.
the Luxon.
Mhm.
So, but you've never heard of Elixion?
Right, this Elixion fellow seemed trapped somewhere. I don't know if he's real or not, but I was speaking with Neve on the way back, and she said that she saw the same thing. At first I thought this Elixion was some sort of projection of my own making, but if they all saw the same thing, it seems less likely, right?
There are ways to project yourself across planes.
Are there ways to...
Did it seem like he was...
Across plains.
Did it seem like he could touch you? Or did it seem like he was merely an image?
It felt
So
physically...
usually...
It felt as physically real as me talking to you now. But it didn't feel like this Elixion was reaching out to us. If anything, it felt like he brought us to him, or something did. Him
Yes,
to
that's
wherever he was trapped, bound, shackled in these chains.
And why? So, just for my understanding, you just went to another part of the cave, immediately fell unconscious, based on a glowing artifact that someone else just next to you touched. That speaks to what Crash is saying is some extremely powerful magics that's just a singular item is able to not only enable everyone's unconsciousness, but project their consciousness or project something into their consciousness, I mean, that is...
With Quiven's understanding of arcanic artifacts just based off of their background, would I have heard of anything along these lines?
Make a history check, or unless you want to.
Let me bank on Arcana.
Sure.
19.
Okay, Quiven. Through all this conversation, you've heard of these items. Whether they're rumors or true, it's hard to say. But since being, how do I word this? Within the last couple years of your travel, you have found information that leads you to know that there are some items that were made after the calamity that have been they're these ancient and powerful artifacts from the calamity that are called vestiges of divergence. Items that have been scattered across the world, lost to history books, stolen and unrecovered for hundreds of years. Maybe this is one of those things. He's describing this egg glowing orb something that has potentially transported him to another realm. Like, it's all very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But it could also just be something
What
else.
Okay, Quiven's not going to share any of that. Quiven is just thinking about that right now.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha. What happened to the egg?
I don't know. Was there anything in there when you came to rescue us?
I
Crash,
didn't
did
see
you...
anything.
No. Did it appear like anyone touched it?
Maggie did. The ogre on the last words. She reached out and put her hand on it. And that's what started the whole event. Like when I followed them in there, I was truly attempting to just get in their way to slow them down, just playing the game, and making sure that none of them died. That would have been a shame. But when we came around the corner, we dipped up out of the water. You both saw it. There was this. I couldn't even describe it really. It's just a soft, glowing object of some kind, just
Yeah, you couldn't even really
set
tell what the object looked like.
there in this chamber, like in the middle of that chamber, and Maggie reached out and put her hand on it, and that was when everything went dark, and we all, or at least from my perspective, it looked like we all fell into this
I rode back to shore on Maggie, and I didn't see anything. So,
right.
Hmm.
I don't think she would have had time to stow it anywhere. It was she kind of just knocked out with the rest of us.
Well, what do we think? Go ahead.
I got a question. Is Maggie and the rest of the final words here?
No.
Okay.
It's
How long
just
has it
you
been
guys
since
in
I
here.
cast Hunter's Mark?
Probably like half an hour.
I'm gonna drop it.
Okay.
What do we... Crash, maybe you'd be the best person to answer this. Given what you just said, knowing about the Changebringer and all that, but is that... I mean, obviously it was a cry for help, but did it feel false to you? Or does it feel false? I mean, I guess that's a question for Damien, but to you, is that normal? I don't know how often followers of faiths typically reach out to others in search of help. Wouldn't they? Do you think they were reaching out to their god and they just met in the middle of they got added to a call they weren't supposed to?
Sure. I'm not quite sure. It's It's very troubling, though. Especially the way this item appeared to have worked. Not even just by way of faith, but the arcane mechanisms of how it acted just frightened me.
I want to reiterate that the Changebringer wasn't the only god or goddess that was mentioned. The Moonweaver was mentioned as well. I'm hazy on the details. It all happened so fast, but there's something about Moonweaver's temple, traveling there, understanding. I don't really know, but it wasn't just the Changebringer. I wasn't getting the inkling that this Elixian was some vehement member of any particular faith. Maybe he is, and I was just misinterpreting that, but
When
Isn't the Moonweaver one of the, not very approved gods, right?
depends on where you're from. In my hometown,
Sure.
in my home city of Singorn, she is the primary deity of worship.
Fair enough. I apologize. I meant here in Wild Mountain.
That'd
I just
be for
feel
y'all
like
to tell
that.
us.
Yeah, I don't know for certain. Where I come from, she is the goddess to worship.
Uh,
That's fair.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, specifically, if we're talking, if we're looking for a temple, I think we might have some troubles finding one nearby.
I didn't even consider that we could look for this temple.
I mean,
Just to bring you back, the Moonweaver he mentioned he was gazing to the heavens and begging the Moonweaver to guide powerful individuals to save him at the site he first prayed to her. But then he made eye contact with you. I know it's been a few weeks since I read this.
Yeah, sorry. And
It's
the
okay.
notes are
No,
so
you're right.
scattered
You're right,
because
you're
it
right.
happens literally
He made
so
eye contact
fast.
with you and said, "My name's Elixian. I'm lost in darkness. Long ago, I prayed to the Changebringer in the heart of a temple of evil. I beg you, take my jewel," and then you couldn't hear anything else. So there's two mentions of temples technically.
Okay.
One of
he said take my jewel.
That
a site where he first prayed
yeah,
to the
I have
Moonweaver
that
and
written down.
also
Take
evil.
the jewel, but I didn't think it was like take my jewel. Yeah.
He said, "I
Okay.
beg of you, take
is
my
that
jewel."
JUUL?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are illegal
Okay.
now.
Do you have
My
any?
jewel.
Do you have any memory altering magic?
Do I have memory altering magic?
Anything that could help me remember?
I do.
No.
Oh, I have memory forgetting magic.
I'm just going to concentrate really hard on what happened,
No.
and then I kind of regurgitate what Mallory
Yeah.
just said because that's super important.
Oh,
That's
no.
like way
No, but
more
if you feel like you're forgetting something, I have been studying more like
techniques. for-
yes, like
Walk me
homeopathic
through it.
means
Walk
of.
me through it.
Okay, and Quiven walks Damien through a guided meditation of remembering things like they do in therapies.
Mallory, can
to-
you reread
Read it,
the
yeah.
thing,
Okay.
or post it in the Discord if you have it
I
somewhere
don't
in
think I do.
text? Like,
I could probably give it to you later, but
okay.
the light around the pedestal fades as a spectral figure in the form of a male human rises from the amulet. Okay, so you would know that the. I guess I did tell you the little thing is an amulet.
I remember you said jewel, but I don't know if you said amulet.
Well, amulet, I guess.
Okay, that's perfect.
There
No,
you
we're
go.
remembering.
There
We're
you
remembering.
remember.
It's working. It was an amulet.
He's dressed in leather
I'm
armor.
pretty sure I remember you saying amulet because I remember the connection between because I remember I was confused if this was the real amulet we were supposed to bring back,
Right.
or if it was
Right.
the guy.
Right.
Right.
That was
right.
my thought.
So it was an amulet.
He's dressed in leather armor and tattered red cape, and he wears a shield. His
Yep.
face is framed by curly brown hair and bears a melancholic expression. He pleads, "I'm in prison, please help me." The ground vanishes beneath your feet. You fall, tumbling through a vortex of golden light. You fall deeper, deeper, deeper. You suddenly stop. The golden light subsides. You find yourself suspended in a pitch black expanse. You feel water. I don't know how to say that word. You're surrounded by water. A vermilion light appears in the distance, illuminating the warrior who's in front of you.
Sorry, what's vermilion?
Red.
Red. Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Who is shackled
Okay.
to
We
the
haven't gotten
ground
there yet.
by disgusting strands of fleshy crimson substances. So he's like chained to the ground, but by like nasty.
Chained by flesh.
But yeah. He raises his gaze to the heavens, and he's sobbing, and he chokes out, Moonweaver, I beg of you, guide those with the power to save me to the site where I first prayed to you. He looks around, his eyes settle on you. Oh gods, there you are. My name is Elixian. I am lost in darkness. Long ago, I prayed to the Changebringer in the heart of a temple of evil. I beg you, take my jewel, and...
And what, Damien?
You feel consciousness leaving you, as if the pressure of the water was crushing the life out of you. Elixian's voice is the last thing you hear before you pass out. Save me, please.
Okay.
And the rest of you heard a distorted, disembodied voice, as if someone was speaking underwater. Kind of heard that. But you didn't see a vision or anything.
Okay.
And you did sense like a surge of energy erupt for a moment, and then it subsided.
So, he said he was praying directly to the Moonweaver, talking about the site where I first prayed to you. And then he was talking about the Changebringer.
And a temple of evil, not a temple of the Moonweaver.
Right.
That's a bit different.
But the
That sounded like two separate prayers.
It did.
It's a little unclear whether the Temple of Evil is also the first place he prayed to the Moonweaver. Like, it's unclear.
The Moonweaver and the Changebringer are not one and the same, though.
Correct.
yes.
Stefanine and Avandra.
But then he turned to me directly and pleaded for help, but not just generically. He had instruction to take his jewel and bring it to...
Twins, you're from this area. I know neither of those goddesses are approved in the area, but do y'all have, like, holy people, holy champions in the area? Do you, does this individual sound like anyone you've ever heard of?
I don't really think so. I didn't do much reading on that side of it. Rico, do you know anything?
I'm not too in tune with like that sort of politics or the religiosity side of things. However, I was thinking, so you said he was talking right to you whenever you was unconscious, but like when you was unconscious, like was anyone else there with you? Because all of you went out at the same time. But I was thinking, like, maybe he pointed to you, and it came across personal, but, like, he didn't say your name or anything, did he?
No.
I mean, like, what if it was, like, what if he, like, left a message for someone to find? Like, maybe he was, like, kind of like a setup, you see what I mean?
You all saw
Magic
the same
mouth.
thing?
Yeah.
From what I can tell, yes.
We
I
should talk to the
haven't
experts.
in detail exchanged notes, but the couple of things that I said to Neve on the boat ride back, then yes, it seems that we had seen the same thing. What did he say again? Take my jewel somewhere.
The dot.
And then ...
And
Save me,
blah blah blah.
save me, please.
Got you.
Yeah, because, like, think about it. Because if everyone saw and heard the same thing, like, identically, why would the guy act with the same, like, shock and awe at one person, and then to another one, and then to another, you know what I mean? So, like, in fact, maybe it's a trap, even. It could be. Could be bait.
Were you able to see the others while you were able to see him?
No, I
Perhaps
wasn't.
you all had the same vision.
I sent a message to AO briefly, thank her for their teams, whatever, and I said we'd meet in the morning, and she just sort of nodded, so I think it's best to give them time to recoup the same way we are now. Not that I'm not just as eager to talk to them as y'all, but maybe that's a conversation we have with the Elder and them tomorrow if we can find them in some way.
So,
They're local to the area, so they probably have a place to stay.
I doubt that this is a solution to our puzzle, but perhaps it is another piece. Something that keeps kind of nagging at me here is that you described an object.
Right.
An amulet, a gem, perhaps? Maybe they're one and the same? Is there a gem on the amulet? It's not terribly important, but the connection to the deities, Moonweaver, Changebringer, and clear and present arcanic power. When I first woke here, the only thing that was apparent to me is the home was gone. Destroyed. Not just disappeared, but ruins. So I've been trying to discover what had happened. As many have, I have heard tales of the calamity and this war that occurred between the gods many, many years ago now.
Right.
A part of that war was... A remnant of that war is something called a vestige of divergence. The divergence being when the gods separated themselves from this plane after the war occurred, but a vestige of it is a remnant of their power left in objects on our plane.
So you think this was...
I don't mean to lay claim that this is one of the fabled and legendary vestiges of divergence, as I have only heard of them in such legend, but it at least maybe puts a name to a face here as to what it is that you encountered.
Well, if they are so legendary, we have the name of 2 different goddesses.
Are these
Is
things
there-
dangerous?
Is there a record somewhere of these vestiges? And like, if the Moonweaver created one, is there maybe her followers somewhere know
Perhaps
what her vestige was
I would-
called and what it could do?
I would check Singon. It sounds like.
Yes.
Well, I don't really think.
At this point, Agatha Silverspoon kind of comes into the tavern. She shuts the door behind her, and she, as she steps up, because she's a pretty big, burly orc, a half-orc woman, and this is a little Andre and Brego, of your hometown in Urzin, because Urzin also has a lot of buildings that rest on the back of these turtles. So it's just kind of nice to feel like someone stepping in and kind of moving the building a little bit. Like, it kind of just reminds you of home.
It's like when you get back on a boat after
Yeah.
being on shore for too long. Yeah,
Mm.
boats.
And she just kind of,
We
she's
need,
like,
we need to just keep you away from water.
I didn't like
Yeah.
water before we started. I sure as shit don't like water.
No more showering for Brago.
No, no more showering. I will
He takes
not-
sand
Dry
bath.
shampoo. Yes, sand bath. That's right, like a hamster.
Yeah. So, she kind of like dusts her hands off, and she's like, I'm closing up for the night, guys. I mean, feel free to hang out here, but your rooms are upstairs.
How many rooms?
6.
Oh. Wow. Thank you. It's very kind.
It's the last 6 I've opened, but
Yeah.
it works.
Appreciate it.
Unless you need more for any reason.
No, that's amazing. Very kind of
Alright.
you.
Great.
Well, we probably only need like 5 because Crash is gonna, stay with me again for some reason.
Ignore
She kind of
ignore
left
them.
those rooms for me to
Ignore
clean
them.
up later.
I just punched Crash in the arm, like jokingly. I'm like, ow.
That's plate armor.
Yeah. Ding. Should we sleep on this maybe more to come in the morning? I'm feeling like I got hit by a fucking truck.
Well,
Yeah, and I'm not looking too well.
I don't know what a truck is, but that eel was huge.
That's what the eel's
When
name
we
was.
wake up,
I asked
it'll
the
be
eel what
14th.
his name was, and it was
It was
truck.
truck.
It was truck.
Right. Let's just.
It had a little dog collar on it.
Yeah,
A
like
little-
the big
a little
worm
metal
from
bone shaped truck
SpongeBob.
on it.
Let's just agree. Let's just agree that from now on, if we're gonna participate in any games in this city, we ask about the sea life first. We probably should have learned our lesson
Yeah,
after the
you would
sharks-
really think.
after the sharks, but now
And
You know,
the
fool me once, shame on you.
fool me twice, right? We gotta.
Fool me 3 times. I don't know what.
I
I don't even know if they're.
Honestly, we seem a bit downtrodden, and that this was maybe some sort of loss. But I think the real win here, despite the fact that we did actually win the game, is that no one died. We're all alive. We're all relatively in decent condition.
It was just scary.
It was terrifying. Trust
if
me.
we're looking,
I know.
we're looking for silver linings. I also found this, and I'll pull out just a healing potion.
Oh, cool.
And
You should hold on to that.
I don't think I'm actually going to directly hand it to Brago
Oh,
and say,
actually, yeah.
Brago, I want you to have this. You've scared the shit out of me every single day since I've known you. I'm very worried. Damien's head trauma is new. Yours seems to be consistent. And if you are feeling nauseous, you need to let us know.
Yeah, my ego's pretty much sunken at this
I'm
point.
less worried about your ego, more worried about concussed. Being heavily concussed or drowning several times. So you take, it's just a standard healing potion. And you add that to your inventory because you need it.
I'm normally a little bit more humble, I like to think, but I'm keeping this. I'm not gonna lie.
And as you should. And the other thing I found was this, and I'll pull out the scroll. It's a scroll of Thunderwave. Spell does a bit of knocks people back if anyone is interested.
Seems like your thing.
It could be my thing, but if it's my thing, it can be no one else's, and if it's somebody else's, it can't be mine.
Well,
it's sort of
usually how things work.
well. It's less easy to share. As in this case, if any one of y'all can use it, and it'll do you a bit of magic, and then it'll be destroyed, or I can attempt to copy it into my notebook, and then it'll be destroyed. But I could, in theory, if it works out right, and I take enough time to study it, learn how to use it repeatedly, which could help us. But I wouldn't be offended at all if somebody else is very interested in learning it. Crash, if yourself included.
Just gonna say I already have that one.
Oh.
So one of us could use it once, or you could use it an innumerable amount of times.
Potentially. I also could. Magic is real finicky like, so it wouldn't
You're pretty
always.
good at it though. So
I'm decent at it. I'm fine. But if somebody else wants it,
I'd still say that you keep it. You earned it.
well, I did find it. So that makes sense. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine.
Kevin, you're the only one I would defer to on this.
Do I know how to evoke the powers of magical scrolls? Of course. Do I need to? Absolutely not.
Then there you
I
go.
think Quiven just confirmed they can read. I think that's all Quiven just said. Is that Quiven said, I can read. Thank you. Which is great to know because I don't know that we previously knew that they could.
I've used scrolls before, but I'm not.
That's fine. I'll keep it then.
Very good at it.
Did anyone else? I guess we are champions. Oh, I'm gonna open the little pouch I got of gold. What's in there?
600 gold.
Woo, doggies! It's too bad it's empty. Well, it's those little chocolate coins. Have y'all ever had those where you have to unwrap? It looks like a gold coin, but really, it's
Really,
chocolate.
it's like the cheapest,
Strange
nastiest
things in your
chocolate.
time.
Strange things.
Hey, the cool thing about those coins, if you chew on the foil, it will make your fillings feel good. It'll make it like a cooling.
Yo, what?
Try it out.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You ever been to a dentist? It's great.
I'll distribute it. Say, I'm just kidding. It's 600 gold. Everyone take 100 gold. And Damien, I'm keeping mine 100 gold.
You're keeping your 100?
Yeah.
Do you want to split our money?
Yeehaw.
What? What does that mean?
Do you want to split, like, I currently
No,
have
I want this 100 gold.
Right on.
Do-do-do.
Well, I feel like it's about time we get some shut-eye. Think about this. Group, come back together as a group tomorrow morning.
And I don't want to deter from.
14th for a snar.
14th of Quersar.
Before we go to bed, I do want to say tomorrow morning. I know we have our travels might lead us in a temple-ish direction or something, depending on what we decide to do here.
Oh.
But we do still have things we need to do in town, and things I would like to do just in any town, not specific to this one, but since we're in this one. So tomorrow, I might need to find a bookshop of some kind or just a general store. But it's not a priority, but I do want to do it before we leave, just to have it on everyone's mind.
Is it for your magic?
It could be.
Right. You can absolutely color me intrigued by Damien's little nightmare here, but we did come here with a purpose to get a meat pie back to the buyer, and I still intend to fulfill that purpose.
Yeah, I agree. As the one who
And if there's-
experienced
Is
said
today the
nightmare.
14th of course?
No, tomorrow's the 14th.
Okay.
As one who,
Sorry, I'll wait.
as the one who experienced this little nightmare, it seems more strange than it does urgently life-threatening or anything
I
like
mean,
that. So
Then
This
great, bookstore it is.
Figure did
bookstore it
ask
is.
you to help. Maybe there's. Let's talk about it in the morning.
Right.
Okay.
I'd like to
We all
speak
have
with Maggie
rooms.
if I can find her.
Tomorrow. We all have rooms. There's
Yeah,
6
not
of
tonight,
us.
of course.
Yeah, there's 6 rooms.
Okay. So I'll see y'all in the morning.
Howdy.
How many of you have been to a country other than Jorhas? Quiven, Morose, Damien,
Oh yeah.
Because we're not from it.
Anybody else?
I think Andre and Brago would have been.
I mean, technically
Like-
where we just were.
Andre and
Well,
Brego
yes, other than the north.
lived on a border between Wildmount and Jorhas, so
Yeah.
they've probably been between the two,
That's fair.
but that's
But just
about
like
it.
saying
You
you've
would
been
all
over to
know-
St. Louis.
You would all know that
That's
the 13th of Quersar is the Night of Ascension, which is a holiday to respect the Raven Queen.
Oh.
So, if anybody wants to do anything about that,
Well,
that's fine.
I was-
It is currently her holy day, which is really her holy night because it's the Night of Ascension. Let me see what else I can
That
read
actually.
about it. So
I'm
the
sorry to
actual,
interrupt,
I'll just
Crash,
read you
but-
this because it's fun. Though the actual date of her rise to divinity is unclear, the holy day of the Raven Queen is celebrated as the day of her apotheosis. The most in
Mhm.
Amon see the celebration of the dead as unnerving and macabre. The followers of the Matron of Ravens believe that the honored dead would prefer to be venerated with cheer, not misery. In the Dwendalian Empire, the Night of Ascension was once a similar cheery celebration of the dead. It has become an occasion to burn effigies and decry the Kryn dynasty for their unnatural relationship with death. But you're in the Kryn dynasty, so none of that's happening here.
Right.
But you would just know
Yeah.
that a little
It's
bit
like
further
Dia de los
south.
Muertos.
They're yeah,
Yeah.
and burning effigies and stuff. So, just a fun little.
Crash.
little thing.
Yeah, I'm celebrating in my room by getting drunk again.
Great.
If we're all going up to our rooms, I'm gonna wait and then I'll knock on Crash's door. But if somebody else wants to do something first,
Does anybody say anything about the Night of Ascension? Because Quiven wouldn't know about it.
no.
Wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, cool.
And all of this on the night of the ascent.
Crash.
yes.
Can I come in?
Yeah. You may.
Yeah.
You're not. Your bed doesn't even look like you sat down on it. You didn't unpack.
No, I haven't.
It's a nice room.
This is the first time you've seen Crash out of his pigmail.
What does he look like?
Yeah, what does he look like? How many parts of his body are attached to other parts of his body, and are you just a collection of floating limbs?
Naked. I told you it was coming this episode.
He has like Rayman arms and legs that just.
Oh, well, this isn't exactly what I had in mind.
He's wearing very simple holy vestiges, just like cloths of his faith.
Okay. And is this the first time I see that your horns float?
Yeah, they are. They're floating about 2 or 3 inches above where the helmet sits.
Oh, you look cozy. And yet, nonetheless, none of the stuff in the room seems touched. So, are you not comfortable in your rooms?
There's like dust footprints. The only spots that are clean are where he stepped.
I had an unusual request for you, but I wanted to gauge your comfortability before I do it. How are you feeling after today's events? Physically, emotionally, I guess, but mostly physically.
Physically, fine. I guess.
Yeah.
Emotionally, quite disturbed.
Right. Did you happen to notice the sky tonight?
Yes, the Rudis, I believe.
Right.
What you called it.
How familiar are you with the mythos or reality?
Very little. Honestly, only what I've learned in the days we've spent together.
You weren't familiar with the moon before that? You never looked up?
Well, first time I saw it was maybe, I don't know, 5-10 years ago.
Sure. Well, my school, that I'm a part of, the Red Robes, we are sort of in dedication. No, we are taught to see Rudis as sort of a large, I don't know if you've ever heard of a battery, but a large power source anyway. And whenever it blesses us, in the least religious way, blesses us with its presence, it sort of is a good omen, you could say, to us. Bad to others, but good to us. So it's interesting to me that it's present, even in a small way, when such chaotically horrible things seem to be, and wonderful things, because it's a celebration, but terrible things because of Damien's such a situation, which is why I come to you today, just as a heads up. How familiar are you with my condition?
Very little.
Okay, right. So, you've noticed I don't share meals with y'all.
Yes, I've
Right,
noticed.
right. That's typically I'm a nocturnal feeder. Typically, it's easier that way. You didn't seem entirely freaked out like the others whenever I asked for samples for my study, and so Damien's not perturbed by my condition either. And I figured you might be perturbed, given that holy people sometimes are, but you seem more accepting than most. So, if you're not very familiar, there's different, those who are children of those with the condition of vampirism. Typically, she seems like she's giving a spiel she's given before. So, typically, we can present traits of vampirism in several ways. No two are quite alike. And I don't, despite my studies, I don't actually consume blood in large amounts. And I don't, it's more like to you would be like cotton candy or those things, what whatever his name was eaten. It would be more just like straight junk food. Good, but not really nourishing in the long term. I know that might seem strange given that I study it, but that's almost why it's more interesting. Anyway, so typically, every night since I've met Damien, that we've had sort of an agreement where he lets me feed on his spirit, and then typically that puts him in this like restful state. However, we cannot probably do that tonight, given that he experienced unconsciousness for the first time, and it feels like inappropriate time to ask for someone who just experienced consciousness and something that could provoke further damage. So, I guess I was wondering if you would be okay with me sort of consuming some of your humanoid energies.
Most certainly.
Just like that?
He just said, yep.
Indeed.
Could you just have, so I told you this, but I've been studying your blood more than any of us.
I'm sorry. What?
Crash, shut up, this is so embarrassing already. Okay, so basically what Damien normally does is he just like lays down and looks like he's going to sleep and closes his eyes because it's really embarrassing, but I guess you can have your eyes open if you want. But have you ever seen the movie Harry Potter? It's sort of like...
No.
Okay, well, then let's just say there's these like ghostly figures called Dementors, and they sort of just like eat souls. It's a bit, I've been told it's a bit like that, almost like a vacuuming feeling. I don't know if you know what a vacuum is. You seem to not know a lot about this.
A few vacuums, actually.
Okay, the vacuums you know.
Anybody
I've been told it's a bit like that, and afterwards you'll most likely get very sleepy. But I promise I'm not actually taking anything from you that you don't naturally restore. Just like blood, where the body sort of naturally regenerates it, it's just typically better to feed on people because you'll probably fall asleep right afterwards. So if you had something else to do tonight, I would wait. And also if you just...
Just let me check one thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna look at something real quick.
Crash
I'm gonna
is
cast
Crash is
protection
just,
from
looking
good
at
and
his
evil.
watch the whole time. Like, any character, just let me check something.
One moment.
I'm not innately divine or anything. I don't know if that would have been a problem for you. I just had to. I had to remind myself. I don't think I'm innately divine. I just worship something divine. So.
Yeah, well,
I don't.
We'll find out, I guess. Are you sure you're okay with this? Also, could you not tell anybody?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. This might be a reason to actually lay on a bed for once. I don't know.
Oh! I'm not gonna ask you to do anything you're not uncomfortable with, dear Crash. I'm not, gonna physically touch you in any way, but it'll probably feel a bit like falling asleep very
Well,
quickly.
He usually lays down, and if it's not to go to sleep, I can lay on one.
Okay, well, if you do fall asleep in the process, which is very likely, do you want me to just kind of shove you onto the ground?
Oh, I guess I can just lay on my. I can just lay on my bedroll then.
I was gonna suggest that just in case you did fall asleep, but you're a very haughty fella, so you might not. Okay, let's just start. Lay down, close your eyes.
Okay. And he's just gonna take a cloth and put it over his face.
Okay, great. This is completely normal.
My eyelids don't close.
Okay. Then you probably just see the shadow of Morose lean over you and Dementor suck energy out of your body. And make a Constitution saving throw on the DM.
Okay.
What?
Plus con is plus 15.
Okay. GM, does that what's 15? Typically pretty good?
Unless he chooses to
What's
fail.
your spell save DC?
Oh, that's probably a good call.
Should I fail?
Meets it beats. No. It's just basically on whether or not you immediately fall unconscious to sleep, not in a 0 hit points way,
Right,
and
there
an
you go.
unconscious.
So then, no, he's fine.
So you're just slowly drifting, and then I stand up and say, after probably 5 minutes or so, I'm just thank you. If something like this ever happens again and Damien's in a sort of a rough state, if I come to you, would that be okay? Was this a pleasant experience?
Bash just sits up. Yeah, that
Okay.
was fine.
Okay. Wow, you are haughty. All right. Good night
I
now.
can't go to bed. I haven't prayed yet.
Oh.
Hey DM,
Yes.
can I roll a perception check to see if I hear all this through the wall?
Yes.
21.
You hear Morose and Crash talking in the other room.
Okay.
And then I'll say, okay, Ruidus bless. Good night. And I'm just gonna leave to my room.
Okay.
And that's all.
Nice.
Before Crash goes to bed, he is just gonna do his ritual prayers before.
Got it.
To who?
To Sarenrae, the Lightbringer, right?
Just check.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right?
I
Right?
think.
Right?
Right.
Alright.
As you,
Well, it's not the Lightbringer, it's the
Everlight.
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 The Everlight, yeah. See, I knew I got something wrong.
as
I
you,
did, Crash didn't.
as you're back out in the hallway, Damien's just wandering. It's oh, I found you. Good. I was looking for you.
Yep.
Yep.
Did you still need to do? Did you still want to do?
Yeah. Yep. We should do it as normal. We should proceed as normal. Let's do that.
You seem uncomfortable. I mean,
No.
We don't
No.
have to.
I was just talking to Crash
okay.
about the moon.
The moon that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. I have a number of things I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk.
All right. Lead the way.
Oh, to my room?
Unless you want to, we haven't had separate rooms in a while.
That's true. That's fine. Let's go to your room.
Okay.
Great. Go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
Yo! You hear behind the door.
Quibbin, shut up! Sorry, Mallory on the editing. Yeah, go ahead.
Ayo from 2 miles away is like, what?
Go ahead, the moon?
Well, yes, the moon, this Gelsariad fellow, the magic that you're finding, the weirdness of all of this, whatever's going on inside your head right now, you could start anywhere.
You want me to pick one of those? The moon, Rudis is out. I feel amazing. Because of that, felt very powerful today. Super powerful. Felt so in control and in power. Gelsariad is very cool, and I hope to learn from him if they'll speak to us after this event. What was the other one? What'd you say? The weirdness that happened today?
Yes.
I don't have much to say about that. I was not there. I did not experience it. I was with the group.
Ooh.
Right.
The group that we came here with, that we entered the competition with, that we all stuck together with, minus yourself.
Right.
When you strayed, didn't follow the group, chose to go with the, in fact, opposing group, as much as I have a new fondness for them, you chose to go with the other group.
Right.
And then experienced unconsciousness for the first time since I've known you, which has been quite some time, and apparently had visions that only you saw.
Did you cheat on her, bro? Sounds like you cheated on her, bro.
Bro?
Maybe not only me.
I felt fine. I didn't experience any other thing other than near physical death, but that was fine. That just seemed to be the theme of the games, which I was fine being the theme of the games because we all experienced it together. You know, Andre Brago and I were just sort of left powerless on the beach watching Quiven and Crash go and save your unconscious ass. And so we just had to sit there and basically do nothing but get updates from a child bird in the sky who it was creepy as hell and just sort of kept saying, everyone's awake. Which is like, yeah, Damien's never not been awake. But apparently you have. Apparently you have. And apparently it was today. And apparently I couldn't do anything about that because you chose to leave the group. None of y'all seem to have any understanding of what teamwork looks like. Might I just add, I thought this would be I was like, oh, amazing. We had to have the talk with Brago of like how we have to like represent one another when we go out into a group. We're sort of like just finding our way. Then I'm like, amazing, synergy. We are working together for a larger goal that is this amulet.
That goal being to win a contest.
Correct?
A game.
A game. Together, as a group, acting not as individuals, but for the larger benefit of the group. And then lo and behold, I'm just making my way, having a whole plan with Andre about what we're going to do. And I look back and there's no Damien. And then not only is there no Damien, but then we have to send our flying friends and a child bird in the sky to come retrieve you because you were unconscious in mysterious ways being contacted by champions of gods of divergence.
Right. And I did do it on purpose. And it was...
Well, I don't think the
just to
unconsciousness
scare
was your
people.
own part, nor do I think the purpose was to scare me. However, you haven't left, and you've not been unconscious, and I could not do anything, and we didn't even know. Damien, imagine knowing what I know now, you would have been transported to some far-off plane, and then I would have had to abandon this whole thing and send some horrible message to your parents that despite being charged with keeping the one last living Markov child alive, not only is he probably not alive, but maybe he's just was taken to another plane, of which I actually don't know anything about because
Andre,
he just has no body and no...
You can hear all this.
Yeah. and I just have to go tell the Markovs and all of Singon that actually maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's lost. The only thing worse than being dead. But that's fine. I'm glad you...
You're through the wall.
Tommy's like 16. He's not really like a kid.
That's a child. That is a child. And I'm just saying that it's been a long day, and I think you acted unwisely and put yourself in harm's way unnecessarily, and you went against the group.
I understand, Ernie. I understand
He's like, Mom's yelling.
that that you were frightened, and I was frightened as well.
Are you fine?
I'm fine.
Take off your dressings. They need to be re-won. They got all wet. And they're nasty.
I know, it's terrible, but
I'll just start taking them off your hands and rewrapping them.
sure. Really, I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. You're fine because we sent people to save you, and we only. Did they even want you there?
I don't know, and at the time, I didn't really care. I was just trying to get out of this game without any more people getting killed.
No
Or
one was
coming
killed.
close
I
to
mean,
it.
Brago, God bless, is
Brago
just,
got blasted,
seems to be
yeah.
made of paper.
Well, okay. But how was I supposed to know that any of them were also not made of paper? Brago had gotten out, I saw
But
it.
they are not your group. They are not your responsibility.
But they're still...
In fact, none of us are even really anyone's responsibility except for you. And you left. And you
But
didn't even say anything.
I saw that the group of you made it out. I don't have... we were underwater. I don't have magic. I can't initiate a
You can yell.
communication. Underwater, Morose?
Oh, suddenly being underwater affects your ability to speak?
It was in the time.
No, it wasn't.
Also, by the time I had made my way down there, I was...
It's fine. I'm just saying, in the future, if you could stick with the group,
I will try.
at least, let a
Especially-
member of the group know. If you're not going to let me know specifically, that's fine. You don't have to tell me everything. I don't tell you everything. You can just tell one of the others.
If I had...
Chami, you could tell Chami.
If I had any...
The 16-year-old not childbird who had to save you, and I had to communicate with to confirm you were fine.
If I had any inclination whatsoever that something like that could have happened down there,
Mm-hmm.
I would have been far more aware of making the group understanding, in my head, I was just going to follow them around a different pathway right back to the entrance. We were feet from the entrance of this, it took us
I'm just saying.
30 seconds to get
Just
down
saying
there.
communication in the future might be appreciated by those who
You're right, but by the time that
care.
I thought there was anything wrong, and then I thought that we were going to be out of communication, it was too late.
Pen ran out of ink. Pen? Anybody have a pen?
Okay, well, I'm
Feels like
gonna
you're
go.
not- it feels like you're not hearing my podcast.
Andre is standing in the doorway and he goes, "We should get like walkie-talkies or something."
Andre!
Were they cooler than us? Like, are you leaving us? for them or
Absolutely
something?
not. They were actually kind of rude. Actually, most of them were pretty nice. Gelsariad is an asshole. That has nothing to do with
Really?
the belief.
funny.
I will say, this is another thing I want to talk to you about. He did try to put me to sleep with magic. It did not
Apparently,
work.
he wasn't the only one.
Galsariad did?
Yes. He did not want me to follow him.
I think some of us stabbed some of them or something.
That also did happen, but at that point it seemed
Yeah,
like they
I
were kind of
did.
past that,
I did.
because they also kind
I
of
had to punch
they weren't
Maggie a
they
couple
weren't too
times.
nice to me either. Even before the whole sleep thing.
Right, and then
Just-
you still just chose to go with them, and that interesting. Despite them not being nice to you. So,
Yes, because I
It's
didn't
like
think
enough
anyone
cool.
down there deserved to die.
I know. Okay. I do hear your side. I appreciate that you thought you were keeping them safe. I felt very similarly.
Even that sounds too. Like. I just wanted to be. It seemed like the path of least resistance. Instead of me trying to travel back past the
Mhm.
eel into a place that was still a bit unknown to me, past whatever magic that Gelsarian was casting in that direction.
Mhm.
I didn't want to get stuck or hurt or
No,
killed, and then someone would have to come back in and save me. But then
We
it
wouldn't
happened
know where
anyway.
you were. We
But then it
wouldn't have known to
happened
come
anyway.
save you. Anyway, Andre, y'all can talk this out. I'm exhausted and gonna go to bed. So.
Yeah, me too. That was a good idea.
Good night, both of y'all.
Night.
See you in the morning.
Good night.
Alright, is everybody going to bed?
Woo! And then I roll over and go to bed.
Okay.
Good night, Quaver.
Alright. Anybody else want to do anything tonight?
Quiven is going to start writing a song that makes light of this whole situation so that people can feel better about it.
Okay, great. Daybreak comes with a knock on the door of your room. So, travelers, I wish to tell you something of grave importance.
We gotta have
Will you have a morning meal with me? I do have the right room, don't I?
And Quiven's there.
Oh, it's Elder Ushru.
Elder Usharu! Yes, hello. You have something of grave importance to tell me.
Well, all of you, I would like.
Wow.
Meet me down in the tavern.
Usher's the goblin or the orc? Okay.
Yeah. By the way, you can call us. You can like we're a group. You can call us a group name to refer to us.
Sure. What name would that be? For the viewers at home.
I'm holding a gun.
The world pauses and the text.
This is more of importance. This is of more
Oh,
importance.
sorry. This is important. Yes, we'll tell you our name that we totally know already in a minute.
Great.
Also, Elena and the twins, and I think now also left. I'm making Bloody Marys this morning with the spicy pepper oil that I got from the game.
Amazing. Kyle hates Bloody Marys. Quiven absolutely loves some Bloody Marys.
Despite the bit, Morose will still not drink one.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
You make hers with blood, not tomatoes.
Yeah. And
Oh
so
yeah, I wanted to
cuts
ask you,
tears.
what did my blood taste like?
Sorry?
What did my blood
don't know.
taste like?
You don't know
What?
she drank your blood.
No, I know, but I'm assuming
For
like
my-
an asshole.
For my study, that I pull out the vial and it's nearly as full as you gave it to me, but maybe like a splash less. I'm gonna just say it's still intact if you want it back.
No. I'm just curious. What does it taste like? Maybe I want to use it. You Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Ash immediately takes his Bloody Mary that he hasn't drank yet and pushes it back to you.
I haven't tried it, but I'm gonna be honest with you and say, in my microscopic findings, your blood alcohol content levels are terrifying, and it's extremely, extremely thin blood, and I would imagine it tastes sort of what everything you've ever poured smells like.
Thank you.
But I have not yet. I've been focusing on Crash's sample and Damien's at this time,
That
primarily.
makes sense. I mean, they got a lot of cool shit going on. Look at them.
A Crash?
Yeah, look at them.
Crash sitting right there. Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at him.
I'm just pointing right in his face. I'm like, look at him. He's so cool looking. Look at him.
I know.
Why are you pointing us so high?
Because I'm short and you're tall.
Oh, your character's short?
Yeah, my character's only like 5'4".
Oh
Yeah.
shit, I tower over here.
No, yeah, exactly. We're like little manlets, and I'm just like, look at him. He's so fucking cool.
Like look at that. If you look like the horns do the thing, where they hang out. It's cool.
I saw Crash naked last night.
Stop.
You.
No, I mean, as naked as I think Crash has ever been, and which is to say
Crash.
fully clothed, just without armor.
I thought you were a holy.
Ain't nothing unholy about being naked.
And he's not allowed to do things he's not familiar with, which means.
Ah.
Am I right?
I think he was as naked as Crash have ever seen Crash, which is to say that he was just without his armor. And who here wants to know a secret?
I like secrets.
About Crash?
Yes.
Yes.
Crash, can I put you on blast?
Yes, you may.
Crash's horns float above his head.
Yeah, you didn't know
He
that?
takes off his helmet for the first time, and you like see him floating.
I literally just
Oh.
complimented your horns and now they're even cooler. What the fuck is that?
That's pretty damn cool.
I know.
Wait, what? I'm pretty sure Brego and I would have seen this because the three of us shared a room.
Yeah, you may have.
Well,
yeah,
Quiven
yeah.
and Damien haven't,
I did
and
go to sleep after both of you most of the time.
Yeah, that's
Oh
fair.
yeah. So they're like Bluetooth? How does that work?
magnets. He's got magnets in his head.
A magnet.
The
How
Viking
fuck
warlord?
do they work?
Yeah.
Magnet.
Yeah.
Say Viking warlock.
No, the Viking warlord, Bluetooth.
Oh.
I think that's just what they call AO on the weekends.
Oh. No, there's in the northern. Well, I guess back in my time, there was a Viking warlord in the north that was known as Bluetooth, and he was because he had nasty, horribly rotted teeth. But nonetheless, he was quite the figure. He brought together many of the Nordic nations up there. Very well known for bringing things together and connecting people.
So this is the opposite because they're not connected.
Yeah, because it's disconnected.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's really
yeah. I remember reading about this at the temple because he's got that logo, or it's like looks like a bee, but it's kind of spiky. I don't know.
Yeah, they're Nordic
I always thought
roots,
it
but
was a sideways bow tie.
Oh. Crash, none of this sounds correct to your floating. I must say it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So, hats off to you, literally.
Oh, good morning,
If I
everyone.
touched you, this place
Come on.
far out of reach for me. I have no idea what you were talking about.
If I reach up and I touch the horn, does it like move around, or is it like solid, like it as if it were connected?
It's you can pass your hand under it, but when you if you were to grab it or poke at it, it would be like a fully
Intact thing.
yeah
That's
fully
fucking awesome.
grounded horn. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So anyway, Elder, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying. Oh, good morning, everyone. Oh, Elder Ushru. Oh, hello.
Hold on, let me finish ordering breakfast.
No, you're
Oh,
fine.
sure, look how
I'm
cool
already
his
there.
horns are.
That's
I
epic,
like to
bro.
imagine he's the.
What was it, percent?
A vision came to me last night.
What?
Whoa. Really buried the lead there, Usharu.
A golden amulet rose to the surface of a pool of blood, and countless hands lunged upward out of the blood to grasp it. In turn, all of the hands fell back into the pool until only one remained. The one whose hand claimed the amulet was a handsome man with curly hair and a somber expression. He turned to me and said, "They must find me, the ones from the grotto. Now please tell me, what happened to you in that place that would help me understand this vision?" We don't have to roleplay.
I believe we should probably have this conversation in the company of the last words,
Why?
because I wasn't the only one who saw this vision.
Right.
I know at least Neve of the
Right.
last words saw it as well.
I'm so sorry. Yes, they did speak to me this morning. I have not a lot of information out of them because they were headed out of town.
Gotcha.
But they seemed to be a little lost, and I'll tell you what I told them. And he can just assume that he got pretty much the same information from both of you. That's kind of what he's saying. There is a grim town not far from here. Well, a little far, but not like countries away. Under the control of the Aurora Watch. It is not a very pleasant place to visit. But if what the last words tell me is true, what you have found is, what they have found, and you were in the chamber with them, they have this, is a vestige of divergence, which is an enchanted relic from the time of the calamity. This one, I believe, is called the Jewel of Three Prayers. And people don't stumble upon vestiges without a reason. We've been having these contests for a century now, and no one has seemed to find anything in the Emerald Grotto that resembles this at all. So there must be a reason that it's come to you now. And there's no other place in Jorhas where the memory of the calamity lingers more strongly than in Bazozan.
And that's the city you're talking about that's in control of the Reward Watch?
Would you say that name again?
Bazos.
The jewels.
Jewel of 3 prayers.
And this was the amulet, the jewel or whatever that you saw in your vision being claimed by the one man who said,
Yes.
Come find it?
Yes.
And you believe we can find it in Bazozan?
Oh, Maggie had it.
Maggie has it.
She has it.
Oh.
But I think you and that group as well could find more information about it if you so choose in Bazozan. It's up to you. I mean, you don't. They Galceriad or Irvin mentioned a little bit about, if it's nothing, they could probably sell it for a pretty penny in Rasona, but I think they're going to Bazozan first to kind of make sure that it doesn't do anything. I don't know. I just know that if this truly is a vestige of divergence, and they want to go somewhere involving relics of the calamity, Bazozan is where they're going. They're probably traveling down the Emerald Loop by now, or perhaps leaving soon.
Much memory of what happened during the calamity lies in Bazozan.
Correct.
Interesting.
And this,
At least in Jorhas.
and
the
this,
most memory of
this item is a direct connection to that time, right?
Correct. What I know of vestiges of divergence is that they are powerful relics from the time of the calamity that often fall into the hands of adventurers or warriors when something necessary needs to happen. There's a reason, usually, that it falls into someone's hands. They don't know the reason it fell into the royal group of you's hands, so they're heading to Bazozan to kind of see if they can figure out that mystery.
Perhaps it's a vestige of more than one god. 3 prayers, 3 gods. We know Moonweaver, the Changebringer, and...
I mean, we've heard of...
But I've never heard the name Elixian. That did not ring a bell to me, Elixian at all. Maggie mentioned that being the name of the figure.
Maybe it's the 3rd god?
Maybe.
Maybe it was one of the previous owners
But
of
all
the...
of this is...
Well, another thing to consider is that this thing appeared on the holy day of the Raven Queen.
Yes, he was relevant, yeah.
So
Oh,
perhaps
that could be.
that
possibly.
is somehow tied into this
Maybe that's
showing
very-
up specifically when it did as well.
If your
Who?
theory is at all correct, maybe that's correct.
The
But...
Raven Queen, the goddess of death,
The goddess of...
she's been around forever.
Well, not quite forever.
Yeah.
Well, oh, yeah, you're old. You missed out on a lot.
Like the super spooky, like lady.
Yeah, no, I remember, I think. Not important.
I'm not sure what happened, to be fair, so you might want to talk to somebody else.
Anyway, I think this is all very interesting, but it might be completely moot. We do not have this amulet. They do. They clearly don't want to share it with us because they have already left town. And
Well, they
like
were
you
getting
mo-
ready to leave. I'm not sure if they are. I think they're departing today.
Well, they have made no effort to reach out to us one way or the other.
We just woke up.
Yeah, you just
Did
woke
I
up.
they,
told
uh,
Ao I talked to her this morning.
Before we move on, Morose, can you make a religion check?
We're my best.
While
Hey,
she's doing
guys.
that, did they show any inclination that they were interested in help at all?
Hold on. What did you roll?
Natural 20!
Okay.
We're up.
Okay,
24.
great. In speaking of the Raven Queen, natural 20 is pretty good. Most, if not almost all of the people who know of the Raven Queen don't know that she's, and we know this meta knowledge, but they don't know that she replaced someone. They don't know
Got
that
it.
she rose
Okay.
to power. They just
Okay.
know her as a deity. So I'll say you maybe in your studies have learned that nobody knows who came before her. It has
Right.
been wiped from history. But you would know that she maybe started off as a mortal,
Got it.
as a mortal, not immortal. But nobody else knows that. People
Got
just
it.
know the Raven Queen as a deity. Nobody knows that she. Again, we know this meta knowledge, but
Got
no
it.
one knows that she.
So that interaction with
became
Quinn really
the
didn't just happen.
Probably.
Yeah. But would Quiven have memories of never hearing of the Raven Queen, or would Quiven just have no memory of anything?
Right, so what I was going with is, by the timeline, Quiven would have existed before the Raven Queen ascended.
Right.
So what I was just trying to roleplay there was Quiven sort of catching up with the magics that... Because in the lore, the Raven Queen wiped the memory and then replaced, basically with herself. So I was just doing a quick little flavor bit of Quiven,
and that's great. I just meant...
confused about their own memory of that.
Because you were
well,
not always, but you do know that because you were the natural 20.
Got it. But I understand. Generally, no one else knows.
But most people don't know that.
Got it. Okay.
Anyway, I'm so sorry.
No,
what did you
that's really important.
say, Andre?
I don't remember. It probably wasn't a big deal.
Okay.
Oh, I asked the elder. I said, did the last words show any interest in receiving our help? Were they
a little.
Oh, okay. Because you made it sound like they were gone.
Well, so they're shopping this morning. I think they're spending the morning shopping a little bit. Okay.
Ayo, I'm gonna cast sending.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning. We would like to talk about the events of last night. Most specifically, the item that Maggie carries.
5 more. 25.
Why don't you tell
Where
them who
can
we
we
are?
meet you?
Okay.
You can respond to.
Good morning. Ogres. Hold on, I have to get back into
ogres.
the...
Onions.
Ogres are like onions.
Layers.
Onions have layers. Good morning, champions.
3. Good morning's 2 words.
Top of the morning to
Good
you.
morning.
Correct. We're shopping right now. Meet us in a bit, in an hour, at the Listening Leaf in town.
1 more words.
That's all she says.
They will meet us at the Listening Leaf in about an hour. If we
Alright.
want to do some shopping, we could do that. And then, because that's what they're doing, that's why I bring it up. So, we have a date.
That's good. But I will say that the amulet is in their hands. I don't think they're going to be... They don't seem to be very keen on accepting any resistance or any other individual. I'm just
we haven't
saying...
spoken to him.
You're right. Just from what we've experienced so far, they just... I don't know, I'm hesitant to...
I think it's worth a conversation, because I want to know more about what happened out of morbid curiosity.
Sure. And I understand this now seems a little personal to you.
Might be related. Might not. We'll find out.
But even aside from all that, we do still have a job that we're on. I don't think it's as important as what
Mostly
could come of that, but
that one we've mostly accomplished.
well, if it takes us out of the city before we are able to arrange.
We
Right.
already arranged the pie to be sent to the bar. We talked to
I
Agatha
thought we
about that
arranged a
yesterday.
pie pickup.
Yeah, I thought that was today, and then she has ways of magically sending it. That's what the bar told us.
Very well.
Yeah.
So as long as we can go there first, I mean, she owns the place, so we probably just as simple as stepping outside this morning. But I agree we should accomplish that first.
What are we doing? Sorry.
Talking to Agatha about getting the pie.
Agatha,
sent.
yeah,
Agatha,
she's around.
So, Elder, do you have anything else, any other wisdoms you need to impart upon us? Anything else you would like to discuss with us? At this time, we think we're just going to talk with the last words. And
Be safe.
thank you, Elder. I really appreciate it. I was more thinking, last night you seemed to not be as worried about this, and then this morning you rapped on my door with concern in your voice.
Well, I didn't have a vision until last night.
Fair enough.
To be quite honest, I don't know you all. Ayo and Dermot have grown up here in Jigao. Tommy seems to like the lot of you. But Chami's chummy. He likes everybody.
Yeah.
Except for his dad. No, that was his dad. So, to be quite honest, I wasn't really as concerned as with what you were saying as I was with what Aya was saying, and she seems to, when I spoke with them last night, you know, was much more reserved about what had happened. I will be honest, didn't quite trust your word, and maybe assumed that you were trying to distract from something else that had happened in there. Perhaps you cheated to win, I don't know.
Didn't really seem like there were any rules.
Right.
So I don't know how we could have cheated.
Exactly. That's why I didn't really push it.
And
A winner is a winner is a winner here.
I brought my own drinks into the sports arena. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Open container law.
That part is
Funny.
fine.
That's funny.
That is funny. So I thought maybe you were just trying to drum up a story to lead me away from the path of you cheating or something, which again we don't really follow those rules here. So from Ao's reaction, I didn't think much of it. But then a dude with curly hair who was quite handsome spoke to me in my dreams last night.
Super hot, this guy.
Super hot twink.
Super
And
hot
it
wink.
just solidified the concern a little bit. That's all.
Absolutely.
Right.
Do you think anyone's in danger?
He might be.
Oh, the attractive one. Right.
Yes, this Elixian you speak of. I don't know. It also could be a trap.
Well, don't worry. You can count on the.
A big frown pops up in the middle of the screen again.
Oh yes, what should we call you? You're the winners until next year's Festival of Merit, so we have to
That's our name, the winners.
we have to engrave your name on the little plaque.
Well, we are Quivin and the Funky Bunch.
Oh.
No.
Are we equipping the fucking button?
Quivin in the Fanged Five.
Cannon.
We are
Ooh, I
not.
like those.
Quivin and the Fantastic Friends.
Are you fantastic friends?
We are the Victor's 6.
Right now it feels like we're in mourning.
Oh.
It does feel like.
I would pencil in morning,
In mourning?
as in.
Yeah.
Rather than the
Mourning
last
dawn.
words, you're just in mourning. Oh, it's very dramatic.
Well,
Oh, I was-
Oh, bad voice.
I was
sorry.
being literal, but nevertheless,
Oh. I like it. In.
What if we were like the procession? Like that'd be pretty good, man. Yeah, cause we get them right. We shuttle them out, or like we kill
You know-
someone and then they.
From like a.
go on. No, keep going. No, Brego, I want to see where this
Drink.
string. I want to see where this string takes us.
No, I'm just thinking we kill people but respectfully because we're bound to end up in another.
You kill people?
From like
You kill people?
from like a team name
This is
perspective.
just for the plaque.
For like a team name perspective, in mourning
This
actually
is just for the plaque.
isn't
You
bad
kill people?
because it's kind of like a
we
fun.
keep pulling you out of the wake, so maybe we should do something with that, huh?
The drowned.
Look at that break.
That only refers to you, Brego.
You
What am I putting on the plaque?
Yeah, well, all right. Tell you what,
Wait a for now, temporarily, I put down the team 2, alright?
Team 2? That sucks ass. Okay.
No, that's the. Fuck, I'm stepping in. I'm yelling, feeling to yell at everyone in an Australian accent all
Here
of
we
a
go.
sudden.
No, hold on. We can come up with something here, folks. So on the table, like towards the top of the list of the things I'm hearing getting thrown out, are Quivin and the Funky Bunch,
Nope.
Quivin and the Fanged Five, Quivin and the Fantastic Friends,
Horrible.
in mourning, and the processioners.
Processioners?
You know what?
I can't even say that. The
We'll
processioners?
just start going on.
I like in mourning.
Well, I like.
I think the eldest spoke.
Shut up.
You know, we came together over a mutual friend, and I feel like it would be very appropriate to honor him. What if we were Urban's Wake?
Don't know who that is.
It's pretty good. Well, you don't need to.
It invokes too much water for me.
Yeah, well, that's kind of been a running theme
What do
lately.
you want of these things?
Yeah. Ergen's Wake is.
I see that brings me back to in mourning because in mourning is is...
Here, what sounds the coolest? Oh, who are you guys? Who are you?
I put them in chat. Let's vote in chat real quick.
What chat?
I'm gesturing for you to fill in the blank.
In Discord?
We're Ergen's Wake. We're in mourning. We're Quibbin and the Funky Bunch.
I kind of like Quibbin and the Funky Bunch now.
I'm saying.
Hold on.
Okay, what if everybody suggests one, and then we all vote for a suggestion that isn't our own suggestion, and that's how we decide.
I'm not suggesting one I don't want to win. I'm only suggesting ones I want to win.
Exactly. So everybody puts down their own suggestion, but then to keep it fair, you can't vote for your own, but everybody votes.
That is how that works.
That way.
I don't know why you both seem surprised about that. That's like a normal thing.
Fine!
That's fine, but I don't want to vote for someone else's. I want to vote for the one I put.
Well, then just make it a really good
Just
suggestion.
vote for them in chat.
Yeah, vote in chat.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Morning Dawn, Quibbin and the Funky Bunch, Ergen's Wake, The Procession, and In Mourning.
Did I miss any?
Quibbin and the Thing is fine. Quibbin and the... Nope.
You only get one Quibbin in the name.
That's actually the team name, is Quibbin and the last part changes every single time.
And it is...
We are In Mourning.
Ooh, alright, I'll put it on the black.
It's mysterious, I like it.
You
Fun.
better not misspell it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's with an U. The U is really important.
Oh, I see,
It's
alright.
M-U-R-N.
Got
You
it.
with the umlauts.
Oh, got it. In
Morning.
Check.
Wait, last idea, Morningwood.
Oh.
I think the plaque's already been sodded.
I've
I can
already
see them.
written it down.
Alright.
This is a pen, not a pencil. It's not an erasable pen.
That's what people
Remember
call us
erasable
binder
pens? What was that?
Yeah,
It's not like
that's
this.
fair, yeah.
Alright, well,
Alright.
bye.
Thank you, Elda. We appreciate it. Where can we find this plaque? Like, if we were to come back, is there like a museum?
We hang it in the temple to the Luxon. On the
Oh
front door.
shit! Well, that's mighty kind. I like that.
It's like on the east side of
That's a
town.
big honor.
And would you say that we are? We're known as
Big
the champions
honor.
of merit for the
I
next
barely
this
year?
year.
know her.
Yes.
Amazing! I love it. Thank you so much, Elda, for the opportunity to compete.
We're also all of us are champions of merit as well.
That's
true.
another sort of secondary
Look at
name
that.
that really speaks to me.
I like that. Alright. I'll see you later. I'm going to hobble out
Peace
now.
out, dog.
I am gonna do the thing where as we acquire more of these titles, I'm just gonna slowly continue to list them all off every time
That's-
we meet someone.
That's right. That's right.
Agatha is like bringing around meat pies to you guys for breakfast. She just sets them all in front of you. Around on the house.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
You're
while you're
welcome.
here,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
are we still arranging to have one of these sent back to the buyer
Right.
near
Yeah.
Burbank?
So like I said, it probably won't be ready for another day.
Right.
But I can send it back with Captain Frosty.
We can just pay you now and you can just send it? Because we
You
might
pay
be
me?
leaving town.
Waiter, do you pay me?
Do we pay you?
No.
The buyer will pay you? We just get to arrange for that?
The buyer's gonna pay you guys, but you gotta go see him.
Right.
I believe they were under the understanding that there would be some sort of fee for the pie. Which I
I'll
wasn't-
send it to the buyer, and then the next time you guys see the buyer, he'll pay you the rest.
Okay, that is wonderful. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Right?
So
Because you already have the
we
first
just
half
have
of the
money waiting
payment.
for us.
That's
The
correct.
eye.
You don't feel owed anything from this scenario?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
that's
not
what
from
we're asking.
you guys.
No, that's
No.
okay.
Oh, amazing.
No, the buyer gets me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
That is
good.
what we were
No,
asking.
no, you're no. Sorry, I'm stupid.
No, you're not. It's okay. It's a very
okay.
complex business transaction.
It's
Yeah.
early morning.
You
Agatha,
contact
actually,
me.
Can I also buy a pie for me again?
I guess.
Yeah, here you go.
For
And
me?
she gives
Can I
you
buy
one in a
one
little
for
box.
me?
How much is that?
Oh, this one's on the house. Do you want another one?
Oh, no, one is fine. I think
There
we
you go.
learned that in the competition.
Oh, that's right. Someday you'll be able to stomach more.
I just
One
keep
day when
meeting
you
you
grow
on
big and
full
strong.
stomach. I don't know. We just had breakfast.
It's okay, here. And she like pushes one. It's like in a little like Chinese takeout box. Here you go.
What is that? Is that? Why does it make that squeaking noise when I rub my nail on it? That's awful. I hate it.
Ew. Do not manifest that into this world.
Styrofoam. No high fantasy styrofoam.
Well, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but if you guys are going to Bazazan, I mean, it's a pretty far walk. You better go, like, buy some stuff to get ready.
I was about to say, anyone want to go spend Winna's money?
It's like a 12-day
Yeah, I don't really like
That's a
giving
what?
money, so let's just go ahead and burn this.
It's a
Yeah.
12-day hike?
Are there
You
caravan
know-
services?
at a normal pace.
Do you know anything about Bazazan?
Yeah, Bazazan. Well, no.
Rose and Quinn immediately
I know
walking.
that it's close. So Bazazan.
Gario!
No.
So here's Jigel, and she's like kind of pointing, and she's like, if you go west, you'll hit Urzen first in the Broken Vale Marsh, but you're gonna avoid the marsh. You're gonna go south, over the Ifalon River on the outskirts of town, and through the Emerald Loop, which is like, how do I explain the Emerald Loop? Is there a fucking explanation? It's just like the quickest path to the next sort of cities, which is Bazazan in the Barbed Fields, and then south of that is Rasona. So Bazazan is like this military outpost, but it's like a town. Like they need people to run the town because there's so much military presence there. And I know because my little brother, like works out there. He also like
Oh, what's your brother's name?
Amir.
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 Amir
AMIR,
Silver
correct.
Spoon.
Silver Spoon. Yeah, Amir Silver Spoon.
Well, if
Yeah.
you see him, we'll tell him hi.
Yeah, don't mind. He'll probably get you a couple pies on the house. He's a sweet pie guy. I'm a savory pie guy. He's the sweet pie guy. He does like fruit pies and stuff.
A lot of fruits grow in the barbed fields.
No. It's a delicacy.
Mm.
So they're expensive.
Oh,
But he might give,
expensive pies.
just tell him you know Agath.
Alright.
And then down to Rasona, which is a little different. But Bazazan, yeah. So you'll have to go through the Emerald Loop, but there is a caravan stop on there. I'm not sure where in the journey they'll be. They like to travel back from Jagao to Bazazan to Rasona, so they'll be somewhere. But there's this caravan. It's called the. Usually they meet at like the Hallowed Path, which is at the end of the Emerald Loop. What are they? Just keep an eye out for another Horizonback tortoise. That's the Emerald Loop caravan. And that's Big Yuyo. So say hi to Big Yuyo. Give him a big pet.
Actually, I think it's just.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was about to say, I think it's actually just
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yugi. And the O is
Big
apparently.
Yuyo is the tortoise's name.
Thank you.
He was from the same egg grouping
Little.
as little Yuyo here, and she stomps her feet
That's
a little
quite
bit.
cute. How would you spell that?
Big Yuyo.
So there's
That's what I
bigger turtles than the one we're currently
Oh
on.
yeah, dude.
That
There's
is
some turtles that
terrifying.
I heard that there's some turtles way down south in the ocean
Way down
that
south.
like whole continents rest on.
I heard one time
Some
there was a visitor at the temple, and he said that the world is on top of a giant turtle.
I was just about to say, some think that the entire world of Exandria is mounted on top of the shell of a turtle.
And I heard that shell of a turtle's on top of another shell of a turtle.
Turtles all the way down.
Oh.
I learned about this last
Yeah,
night
it's
actually.
kind of like.
Literally.
That explains why it's all flat, right?
Yeah. Exandria is
Hey,
flat.
Brian.
Yes, Crash.
Where could I inquire about buying a carriage?
Buying a what?
A carriage?
A carriage? Oh,
There's some sort of mounted.
I don't know if we have those here. I know you could go to Mixmasters, you could go to Listening Leaf, you could go to
Mixmasters?
Worthy Wares. That might be a good place to start.
Is that Mix Masters?
No.
Mixmaster, like the
And
device.
then of course you could go to the temple for like various temple services. But other than that, I don't know. I don't think we have any like caravanning stops. Sorry.
There's no stables in town or anything? Anything that might.
I don't think so. You could ask the shopkeepers, but Agatha doesn't know.
It's alright. Not sure we'd want to spend that much money, but
So.
Crash, you said you were from Resona, correct? City of Beasts?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll at least maybe know the general area where we're at while we're
No.
traveling?
we're going to Bazazan, not Resona.
Yes.
Yes, but
I've
Resona is
traveled
the stop between here.
Resona
Not
is
quite this
no,
far north,
no,
but-
no.
No, sorry,
Right,
Resona. Bazazan is the stop between here and Resona.
Yes.
Oh.
Beyond.
And
I haven't
I'm pretty
been in
sure
the city, but I've been by it.
Crash is from Asarius.
He's been.
Asarius is the city of beasts. Resona is the capital.
Oh.
Sorry, you said City of Beasts, so I thought you were right.
Right. Quibbin was wrong.
What?
No.
No, I believe Resona is
Crash
the
doesn't even
capital.
care if he knows an answer.
Crash
Oh.
is just like, yeah.
But we all just call it the City of Beasts.
Is the City of Beasts not the capital?
No, the City of Beasts is something else. What's the City of Beasts called? Does anyone know?
Asarius.
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 Ah!
You're going
I'm so glad we're
Asarius,
still talking
Jagao,
about
and Bazazan make a triangle. You're going to Bazazan.
Somebody write that down. Triangles.
Asarius
Team of
here.
triangles.
Triangles.
When you go shopping, buy a map.
You would think I
Okay.
do.
What do we need for traveling? If actually, we should have the discussion first. Do we want to pursue this?
Well, I think we need to go shopping no matter what, and then we can decide that after our discussion in an hour with the last words.
I agree, but if we're looking to pick up any traveling supplies,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
that's
can always do
but
that.
we can shop after. I'm fine with that too. I was just trying to be efficient,
What do you got, Crash?
but I realized that's not
I
particularly
have a few
important.
things I wouldn't mind buying.
Oh, okay, excellent.
I do too.
I mean, let's be honest here. No matter what comes next, we're gonna be traveling, so we're gonna have to get prepared anyway. Just depends on whether or not we feel prepared enough specifically for this one.
I mean, he kind of makes a valid point. So, Damien, if I could peel back my own curtain here, I would tell you that, I mean, I came to Jagao pretty much because I wanted to step foot in Jorhas, as I've heard whispers of memory restorative magics and everything along those lines. But I did come here to complete a job, of which now I believe is completed thanks to the graces of Miss Silverspoon. On that record, I'm kind of back to my own personal journey, which, again, I can't stress enough, I don't want to tie anyone here to, but if tracking down this possible vestige of divergence, which is an artifact from the time that I'm trying to learn a little bit more about, it might get me closer.
Okay.
So,
I'm
gonna follow this thread as long as I can pick it up.
I mean, honestly, Brego and I are just roaming currently.
Quite
Looking-
literally, we were almost literally given the mission of go wander around until you find what you're looking for.
We're going shopping.
Shopping!
I want to go to that general store.
Yes.
The first thing we're gonna do is buy a map.
yes. I feel
That
like
is the first thing we're gonna
Wait,
unlock.
And we're gonna
Wait,
teach
wait,
Quibbin
wait.
cardinal directions.
We're all
I have one
talking.
in character.
We're all talking,
I
and
have
then
one
the scene ends with Brego just, the first thing we're gonna do is buy a map, and we cut to a shop says, we're fresh out of maps.
Cut to come across a shop that is not built on the back of a turtle, but like an octagonal shaped building that seems to, as you walk in, be bisected in the middle with a wall and a door that goes back. So the front end of this building is the shop, and the back might be storage space or something you can't quite see. But you walk in to this store is called the Worthy Wares, and you see a Luxodon, which is an elephant type creature, at the counter, who seems quite old. But you walk in and he's got like big long tusks, and they kind of actually start to curl a little bit because of how long they are and how old he is. And they've got these like little polished gold caps on the end of them, sort of decorative, but also to like keep them from like poking things. And there's like an embroidered like sleeve around him a little bit, so it's like so he's got like a little sock on him. Welcome in to the Worthy Wares. My name's Oodoj. Oodoj. How can I help you?
Udoj, well met.
Yeah.
We are looking to possibly go on a bit of an expedition. We're
Right.
adventurers of sorts. We actually just came from the festival.
Yeah. Oh,
We
you're
are-
the champions,
We are the
aren't
champions
ya?
of merit. Yes.
Well, welcome in.
Well, our thank you. Our,
5% discount
oh,
on
that's,
first
Hey.
purchase.
that's so nice.
Over 100 gold.
All right. Anyway,
Tax included. Tax does not include sales tax.
we are
And gratuity.
looking to make a
And
trek.
delivery. From my counter to your bag. Go on.
We are looking to make a trek
Up to
from
the
here
goal.
to Bazzoxan, it would seem, in the near
All
future.
right. City of Beasts. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, we were hoping it was something that
You
might...
guys joining the you guys
That got
joining
me.
joining
That got
the
me.
Are you joining the Aurora Watch or something? Why would you want to go there?
We have our reasons.
All right, spooky.
Sure. We actually we're hoping that you might be able to help us.
Sure.
Because we are not entirely sure as to what is recommended to get us from here to Bazzoxan. We know that other adventurers and other groups have made the trek before. We were hoping and thinking that you might be the one who has outfitted them in the past, and you might be able to recommend some items to us. Now, I know there are some of us that have like a personal shopping list, and I do as well. But is there anything that we should know traveling through? What was it called? The bog.
As I was gonna say, as you turn, Quiven is holding up a map that they clearly grabbed from just like the shop
Yeah.
here. He's holding up a map and go like, yeah, the Bob Fields, the Hollowed Path, the Emerald Loop. Any of that dangerous or need any kind of equipment?
Yeah. So some of that is quite dangerous.
We'll take that map as
You
well.
can take the 10 gold.
10 gold.
I mean 10 silver. Sorry, I don't know how things work. 10 silver for that.
For the
Well, just probably start at 10.
That's 1 gold.
Yeah, that's
right?
1 gold piece.
All right,
gold,
one
what a
gold.
steal.
1 gold.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I'd
how
be
much-
careful. There's some wild feral moorbounders out on the path sometimes. You can get, in that area, especially if you're towards the wildwood, but you probably will stay away from that and kind of coast on the mountainside a little bit. You might find some just general gloom stalkers. You might find some bandits, so maybe something that,
I'm
What?
sorry, what's a gloom stalker? It sounds
Yeah.
terrifying.
It's not.
No! This is not the game we are playing.
Alright. So you actually would probably really benefit from one of wait, hold on. From one of these, and he pulls out
A gun.
a glowing potion. 300 gold, and this would probably help you against any creature you find out there for a little while. Gloomstalkers are flying monstrosities.
Great.
Oh, amazing.
Ew, don't do that in here. Black is
That was
night.
Kyle, not Quiven. Quiven is not gross. Kyle is gross.
Black is night against the gray sky. They are.
No, that was Andre.
They're billowing black shadows made of smoke. I don't know. They're just fable.
They're just fable, but we might run into one.
And we
Well,
should spend
What does the
300 gold to
potion do? What does the
defend
potion
against
do?
them.
Udosh, what does the potion do?
This potion generator. No,
Yeah, say, what do it do?
this potion gives you a little bit of resistance for a little bit of time. So, I've got 3 different kinds here. Probably this one, and he holds up like a very dark, smoky potion. This is a potion of resistance against like necrotic type of stuff. But I also have one against lightning, and I also have one against cold.
Ooh.
300 apiece.
Ooh.
300 apiece. Well, that's tempting. At least the necrosis one.
It's only 50 gold a person if we want, unless someone specifically has a real desire.
Can I see it?
Sure.
I'm
He
just-
hands the necrotic one over.
I'll cast Identify.
Okay. This is a potion of necrotic resistance.
Okay.
When you drink this potion, you gain resistance to necrotic damage for an hour.
Cool.
Would he notice that you're casting this?
Potentially?
You're not trying to hide this?
I'm sure it's
He hands it to you and
Components are-
watches you. Yeah. So
Yeah, he's probably staring at you while you get.
Now-
If anything, I could like try a deception check.
Would
of
you
some
like to? Are you trying to
form.
hide that you're identifying this?
I was doing it
He was trying to be subtle.
nonchalant, with
Then
like just like with a whistle.
roll
Like
a deception
real
check.
rain whispers kind of deal.
Roll a deception check.
Happens.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 3, but it comes out to 13.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's higher than he rolled on insight. So
You
he doesn't,
rolled a
he doesn't
3.
say anything about it.
However,
But had you fucked that up, he would have been offended. You don't trust him. But you
Rolling that one, so I do succeed.
or I've got now. This is a bit of a pretty penny, 3,500. But I've got this nice oil. It's really good for your hair. Or, it works really, really well to it's real. It's like ghost goo. It's like ghost goo.
Oh, that's a bit rich for my blood. I don't know about the noble born over here, but I don't think that's gonna swing you.
It's pretty nice. It kind of puts you on this ethereal plane of sorts for a while.
I did something like that in college.
So it's drugs.
You know,
I
quite
am,
legal though. Yeah.
I don't know about
So is coffee.
I don't know about you all, but I am particularly interested in a couple of things that I'm looking to buy.
Yeah. What are
here.
you looking for?
But
He's
I
got a couple items.
but I don't know if this is the place to buy it, but maybe you could at least direct me. But I'm looking for a few things to just outfit myself a little bit better. I feel like I traveled here, not entirely anticipating all of the events we would get into, and I brought my shield and a sword from home, a small sword, but I feel under-equipped with what we've been encountering lately. So maybe if you had a weapon selection I could peruse.
I was thinking
I
that
see.
too.
Just
Oh.
nothing. I mean, if you had, if you have magic weapons or something, that would be. I don't know if I could afford it, but I would love to take a look at it. But even that, I only bring that up because you have magic potions. I'm really looking for simple, sturdy weaponry.
Right. I don't have any weapons here.
Okay.
Not really like that. Hold on, let me. You could maybe go over and check the Listening Leaf. It's our
Listening
music and game store, but sometimes they have crazy resale stuff.
Perfect.
That's what would mean then.
Yes, and that's where I'm going to shop. Honestly, I just want. Do you know if like Jigao has any musical instruments? I love traveling to different cities.
So
'cause you can
Listening
just,
Leaf, you want to check
that's
that out.
all right.
Yeah,
That's
listening leaf.
But we don't really have an
music
armory. All
and
of those
games.
resources go to Bazazan. So
Right.
what we really have here is the
But I'm-
Mixmaster. We've got the Mixmaster's Listening Leaf and my shop, and if you want to pay for other services, the temple. But that doesn't seem like what you're
Okay.
looking for.
Okay.
But I would keep an eye out for something there.
That's interesting. All right.
the
listening
Mixmasters.
leaf.
What do they do? What,
Yeah,
are they
what is
mixologists?
that?
The Mixmasters, yeah. So that's run by Gog the Grim. He's just
Dog?
yeah, Gog, Ghog.
Yeah, that's run by God.
What?
No.
Tonight?
He's an artificer. He's got lots of acids and potions and
Yes.
a couple different drink options, lots of vials, perfumes, things like that. That's kind of where I got these potions here. He holds up the potions of resistance and the oil of etherealness. But while you're here, maybe this will help you. Now, again, this might be out of budget. I don't want to assume nothing. But I got these, and he pulls out a pair of boots. Which you would probably recognize with your elven background as boots of elven kind.
Boots of what?
Of elven kind.
Yeah.
How much?
5,000.
How much after the discount for the wins?
What's 5% off of that?
Like
4,000
250 gold?
4,000.
480.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4,800.
You know, I'm actually pretty good at yoga and like pogo sticking around. How much for just one boot? Would it be 2,500, or do you
Yeah.
have to get the boot?
They don't work if they're not together.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's alright.
I have one.
Oh, actually, I did have a question now that I think about it. I don't like water. Do you have anything for like breathing underwater.
Oh, I
standing
do!
underwater.
Oh man, that's great. I'm glad you came. So here's, and he pulls out a box of candles. So these are candles of the deep.
Oh.
What?
They
How does
light.
that work?
They stay lit underwater. They're 4 gold each. I got 10 of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know what?
Does that
Yeah,
help
fuck
with
it,
the
I'll
breathe?
Take one of them.
All right, 4 gold.
Does that
Alright.
so just to be clear,
Okay, you get a candle of the deep.
does it help him breathe underwater or it just stays lit?
Just stays lit.
Okay, so in fact it doesn't help at all with the breathing underwater.
Or the standing on water.
But it might help you see. Also, I've got this. I don't know if this will help you. And he flips a coin at you, Brago. This is my specialty. Now, I work with magics a little bit. I'm a bit of an enchanter. So, and then he looks at Damien. So if you bring me some stuff you want enchanted, I can maybe do that for a price. But also, this is my all or nothing coin. 55 gold.
What does he do?
It significantly increases the chance of you getting a critical success on something.
Hmm.
And that's the all. What's the nothing?
Oh! It also increases the chance of you critically failing on something, but it's all or nothing.
It is all or nothing.
I couldn't have one without the other,
That's
sorry.
Brian item we want.
I'll take it. Yeah.
You know what, for you, I'll give you a discount, 50 gold.
Say no more.
Okay.
I'm taking it.
Okay. You have, this is a homebrewed item, Brian. This is the
yeah.
all or nothing coin. You may use it
Yeah.
once per day
Okay.
on any roll where you would normally use a d20. Flip a coin instead. Heads is a critical success. Tails is a critical failure.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Can be used once per day. You do have to attune to it.
Don't
Oh,
mind if
it's
I
not
do.
a perishable?
It's a coin.
That's
All or
fine.
nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought if
Yeah.
it just became a coin.
Living it, loving this.
So it's a coin with the engraving of an elephant giving 2 thumbs up on one side and then 2 thumbs down on the other side.
Hell yeah,
Aw.
that's
Live for this.
Does the elephant look like the shopkeeper?
Yes, 100%.
Good, good.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Do you have any paper of a high quality that magicians use? Or
I'll go to the listening leaf. They've got
that would be
stuff.
the, thank you very much.
The listening leaf, that's the same place where the instruments.
That's the game store.
Thank
Games and
Thank you,
music
thank you.
store.
Sorry, I'm just.
I got one last request for you.
There's something going
Or
on with you today.
question rather.
Okay.
I don't like my friends were talking about weapons.
used
I
a
don't
water
really
and
use
you used it
weapons.
yesterday.
I'm more of like a hand-to-hand combat more of guy.
All right.
It's a good
I,
bit.
I enjoy
It's a
like
great bit.
the simplicity of it. Do you have anything that might be able to help me out with that? Anything that
I've
would
got-
make me like more swift or be able to like hit
All the
harder?
boots. I've got. I don't. But I can. But if you give me something, I could maybe enchant it.
How much would it be to enchant like a pair of boots or something?
And you want boots to do what?
Let's say go fast.
Boots of haste? No, it wouldn't be haste.
Boots
of
of go
speed.
fast.
Boots of speed. I can make you some boots of speed. I need a pair of boots.
Right.
I need some speed.
I need
Very
some
different,
speed.
Very time.
Yeah, I know. This would be a very time-consuming enchantment.
No, yeah, I
And
just out of curiosity, how much? would
probably
something like that
5,000
cost?
gold to enchant.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I am nowhere close to that, but I am very much interested.
But I can,
in,
I could put you on like a waitlist type deal, where
It
like
might be a little longer than that, but I will definitely return once I get that money. And if I am still in need of go fast boots, you're my man.
awesome.
You guys remember in Strahd when we had a shit ton of money and absolutely nothing to spend it on?
I know. So well, you just started the adventure, Kyle. Sorry, you don't have a lot of money right now.
I just want to let you guys know.
Would you happen to have Would you happen to carry leather bags and maybe some beeswax or oils?
Yeah, I've got like general supply store stuff. If that's what you're interested in, for sure.
Yeah, could I buy enough beeswax to seal a leather bag, and then some caltrops from you?
Sure, that'll all probably be about 25 goldish.
Okay.
So I, out of character, just because it would be a little hard to explain in character, but
Sure.
there's an item called the Insignia of Claws, which is an uncommon item that basically gives you a +1 to unarmed strikes. How much would it be, and how long would it take for him to have a ring enchanted with, like an Insignia of Claws or something?
I will say he needs a ring that's worth 100 gold, and it would probably take him a week to enchant it for 2,500.
Okay. That is something that I will keep in mind.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that takes care of the caltrops, beeswax, and leather bags, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to have any flammable oil flasks or poison vials?
Mix Masters for sure is where you need to look for those.
Excellent. And now I turn to the group to say this. Besides Mixmasters, do you mind going to the Temple of the Luck with me for just a moment?
Oh,
Yeah, no
not
problem.
at all.
Sure.
That's on the other side of the shopping district, unfortunately. So all the shops are here, and the temple's over there, but...
We can do the temple much later.
Yeah.
Very well. All right. Well, Udaj, it's been a pleasure. And we hope to see you again sometime.
Nice
Thank
to meet you
and Thank
all.
you for the map and the information and
Yeah.
those couple of items.
Congrats on winning!
Hey, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Woo!
Yeah.
I would advocate we go to Mixmasters.
We are in mourning. Thank you.
Whichever one's
Ooh,
closer,
I'm
the
so
Luxon Temple
sorry.
or Mixmasters.
He just said that the Luxon
I'm
Temple's
so
across
sorry.
town.
I didn't know where in
I go.
relation the other one was either.
Give him a wink.
He said that all the shops were here. We're in the
Understood.
shopping district.
You want to go Mixed Masters?
I do.
I don't think I need anything there, but I might look for more of those potions like you found in the cave.
I'm very interested in,
Something to
yes,
say.
a couple of healing potions, because we seem to have some trouble with that. And then if they have anything interesting that could aid travelers going through the barbed fields, then...
Also, if you were interested in those like potions of resistance like he had, they might be cheaper there. I'm just saying.
It might be.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
All right. Let's go
You
see...
wish.
Let's go see Gog.
Okay.
Gag.
So you walk into Mixed Masters is not far.
It's just a
Um,
verified reseller.
It's got like a hanging sign that looks like a cartoon, like bubbling potion vial with like a swirly thing out the top. And you go inside and there's just a counter. It looks like a general like pharmacy type store. And you don't see anyone sitting there. It's empty.
Is there a bell? Like a little desk bell? We'll walk up and go
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
As you do so, you just hear, "Ah! I'm right here!"
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
And you look down and you see a small fairy-like creature.
Oh, hello. Ugh.
Hi! Welcome to Mix Masters! How can I help you?
Well,
You
we
see
are...
a little, this is a little pixie. And they're wearing like a lab coat. And they're just standing there
I say,
with a notebook in hand. They
Are you-
they were writing notes, nobody noticed.
Grog,
Gog.
Grog,
Gog.
Gog. Are you Gog?
Oh! No, Gog's in the back!
Oh, okay.
My name is Fox Toes!
Hi, Foxtoes. Pleasure to meet you. I'm primarily interested in potions of healing. If you have them any in stock.
Yeah! We got, I got a healer's kit. I got 3 healing potions, a couple greater healing, and a superior.
And remind me, what's the prices on those?
100 for the regular healing potion, 5 for a greater, and then 1,000 for a superior.
And a healer's kit.
That's 10 gold.
Can anyone here use a healer's kit?
I'm not trained in medicine.
I could.
I believe we could all use it, but none of us would be proficient with it.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is anyone proficient in it?
Nah.
If you're proficient in medicine, I think.
Anybody? Anybody? So what does that mean? If I can use it, I'm just the DC's lower or
I
higher?
don't know.
You
I don't
can
think
also
it's
use
I
don't think you
it
can use it at
to
all.
Add your proficiency bonus to it, which
No.
yeah.
So if you're on a medicine kit, you can make like a DC 15 medicine check to stabilize someone who is unconscious and dying, to put them at 0 hit points, but they're stabilized. 5e is not like Pathfinder and does not have any rules against not being able to make that check if you are not actually trained.
Oh, okay.
It's just going to be harder to make
Right.
because you don't have.
Is anyone decent at medicine at all?
Might not be bad.
I mean, I learned how to like pick the herbs
Oh,
that
are
help
you?
heal sometimes. I could try my hand at it. Is what I'm saying.
All right, I'll. If you don't want to pay for it, I will. But I do think it's relevant. I
I'll
can
take it.
try. Okay.
I've got 5 of them.
All right,
10
I'll take
gold apiece.
one healer's kit and one alchemy kit, please.
Okay. An alchemy kit. That's a real thing, right?
Yeah.
That'll also be 10 gold.
So 20 gold total.
20 gold.
Easy.
Fucking no.
If I could, Foxtoes, we are a group of adventurers. We actually just came from the games, the challenges of the festival.
Oh yeah.
We
Okay.
succeeded there, but we are looking to travel through the barbed fields, and we're making our way to Bazazan. Do you have anything that might help a group of adventurers?
I know what you need.
Okay.
And she whips out a wand that is her size,
Oh,
and she uses it as a laser pointer to point out things in the shop
amazing.
because she's tiny.
I love.
This over here, those flasks, really good. You want those? They're alchemist fire. Alchemist fire.
All right.
Alchemist.
Alchemicus.
Those, I've got 2 of them. They're 100 gold apiece. But they're like, if you're away from something, you can make a, like, you'll throw them, they hurts.
Interesting.
I have to use all my money.
Is
on
fire
paper.
particularly deadly to the beasts and monstrosities of the barbed fields and hollowed paths?
It can be particularly deadly to you, can it?
Feels like a threat. Feels like a threat, I'm not gonna lie.
No comment.
Right? Okay. How much did you say the healing potions were again?
100 gold apiece.
Okay.
I also have this potion for, the 600 gold. This one gives you a couple temporary hit points for about an hour. No concentration, it's pretty rare. It's a potion of heroism. But you over there, and she points to Brago,
Eh,
I think it looks like you could use one of these. We're selling them for discount right now because we don't need them until next year's festival again. And it is a box she's pointing to. And if you open the box, it's got like 6 little slots for 6 potions. And you recognize them as potions of water breathing.
That would be great. How much are these potions?
Well, typically we sell those at like 100 a piece, but I've discounted it to 100 for the 6 because I'm trying to get rid of them.
Please give them to me right now.
Okay, 100 gold.
Hold on. If we are willing to take the potions of water breathing off of your hands and per se buy you out of your 3 minor healing potions, could we call that 325?
What are you trying to do?
Go for 400 gold to 325.
Make a persuasion check.
You got it. Could I make it an advantage because Brega's helping me?
Are you helping Brago?
Oh, you best believe I'm helping.
Then yes, you
Listen,
may.
You know, these they really love these water potions.
25.
Okay. Okay.
325 for the
Sure.
9 potions?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So what? How are you? Who's we?
I'll turn to the group and I'll go, I got us a deal, how we breaking this up.
I have to spend every penny I have on paper.
That's perfectly fine. I will put in 200 gold pieces if we can arrange the other 125.
I
Brago.
will throw in 75 of that 125.
I'll put in the other 75. Yeah.
That'll work.
Nope. One of you only needs.
I got a question.
Well, one
for
of you only
God.
needs to put in 50.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Ah, this is why the bookings of the offering.
You put in 50, I'll put in 75.
Okay.
Gog, I got a question for you.
Nope.
Fire toes.
Fox
toes.
Oh, Fox Toes. Apologize.
What?
As you can see, I am and I will show my brewmaster emblem. I'm a bit of a brewer myself. I dabble. I was wondering, from one expert to another, you got anything interesting, cool? Some ingredients I should know about? Anything that I haven't heard of that I probably should have.
Well, I'm just an intern. But where I'm from, there's this really cool drink called Fey wine.
Fey wine.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. What goes into Fey wine?
Magic and toenail clippings from a Fey. A really powerful Fey.
Disgusting.
Huh.
Yeah, you could get some in the Feywild. Or there's a little barn on Corel.
Oh.
It's kind of a hole in the wall. That's what it's called. The hole in the wall?
Is that on the road between here and Bazozan?
No. It's way further south.
Oh.
Not even on this country.
Oh.
Not even in Jorhas. I don't think.
It is not on this continent.
Not on this continent.
Or this country.
No! But if you go get some and bring some back to me, maybe I'll cut you a deal next time.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I will,
I also have
I'll be more
these.
than happy to keep an eye out for that.
I also have these. And she pulls out like a box of small vials. There's 5 vials here. This is just a vial of acid.
Oh. What does it taste like?
I don't know.
Probably blood.
That is not very good. Alright. You said God is in the back?
I mean, yeah.
Are they busy?
Let me go look. She flies off.
Okay, so while she's gone, does everybody want to hold on to one of the potions of water breathing just so we kind of all have one?
I don't need it.
Don't need it.
I've got 6 of them now.
Rego, you can hold one. You can hold mine.
Why don't you just give them to Braga?
I'm fine holding on to
I'll
it
take
personally. Okay, you can have
Okay,
one.
I will hold on to one as well
Don't use
because
it
I
when
feel like
you're-
it's not
you
going
can
to.
have mine.
Okay, I will hold on to 2 as well because it feels like it's not going to do me a lot of good if I don't have it on me when water comes.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so I got 3 in my backpack, in my little quiver.
Well, yes. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And then as for the potions of healing, I definitely am going to hold on to one myself.
Very well.
Given
I
that
would like one.
I was
if
going to say
possible.
Brego, and Andre. Since you actually helped pay for them, I think that the 3 of us should be the ones that hold on to them.
You have 3 of them, or
All
do you
right,
have 2?
3.
Good 3. Brago already has one.
Grego has 1 because I gave him one yesterday.
Okay, so I'll hold on
Yeah.
to 2, and then Andre, you can hold on to another one, and
Yeah.
then that way we
Yeah.
have it spread out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There we go. Hand it over. Then I've got 2 of each of the potions for 200.
Mal, if I could just buy like just empty vials. Oh my god, are you okay?
I managed to
What'd you
catch
just
that
do?
actually pretty well. My chair tipped back, and I
Uh-huh.
actually saved it pretty decently.
Yeah. Empty vials?
Yeah.
How many?
5. 5 just
Okay,
5
I'll go.
vials.
What gold for that?
Hey, Mal.
Yes, sorry. Crash.
How much were those poison vials that she offered Andre?
1 vial of acid was 15 gold.
Oh, it was acid, not poison.
It was acid.
How many of them?
Okay.
Just 5.
If it was poison, I probably would have taken it.
What, oh, she's not back yet, is she?
She's also got a couple other things sitting here. There seems to be 2 other vials that have like plus signs on them. A couple perfume bottles, and then next to the potion of heroism, another potion that seems to have like dirt in it. but
Gross.
she doesn't come back for a few minutes.
Hope everything's alright back there.
Yeah, I know how interns work. They're not getting paid for this anyway, probably. So
Yeah,
she's probably taking the sweet time.
Yeah, she's on a smoke break out back on her phone.
How much was the alchemist fire?
100.
100 per.
There's
100?
2 of them, but yes, one is 100.
So did we end up getting a medicine kit?
Yes. I got a healer's kit and an alchemy kit.
Okay, then that you paid the extra 20 for that already.
Yeah.
Yes, I already
Okay,
paid
that
for
wasn't included in the 400. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I paid for those separately.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
As I've been adding things, I've been removing the money from my account.
Okay.
I still wanted to talk to her about some things, but
She does not come back for 10 minutes. Are you still
10 minutes?
where did you send her to find Gog?
Yeah, I did not think it would be that
If you
much
guys,
of a
if you
thing.
guys want to wait here, because I know you got your mix thing, I really am interested in the music
yeah,
shop.
I have to go as
So
well.
Morose and I could head forward to
Yeah,
the
I
music
wanted to
shop,
find some
scope
things
things
there
out.
too.
Well, we could like field the area a bit.
Do you like
and,
shout for her or anything?
Well, I don't want to be rude if she's just doing her job.
If it's been like 10 minutes by now, I'm gonna, whichever door she disappeared behind, I'm gonna give it a knock.
Okay.
Like a gingerly, sort of like a, hey, everything okay in there?
And you just hear, make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh. Dirty 20.
Okay. You put your ear up to the door, and it's hard to tell what's going on behind there because of how quiet Foxtoes is, or whatever her name is. But you hear, and that's when I told her I didn't need to see the bottom of her feet. I just needed to smell them. And then you hear, ha ha ha, good one, Gog. So they're just talking.
They're gaffing.
They're just gossiping. And then Gog goes, oh, yeah, you didn't tell me people were here. And you hear, and then coming up to, opening the door, is an orc creature, and he's like, I'm so sorry. How can I help you? And he's got these big like steampunk goggles on his head and big like big yellow rubber gloves on his hands.
Oh hell yeah! This
And
is
he's
awesome.
actually he's got like a discoloration in his face, almost like
like alopecia.
that's the hair one.
Oh,
Yep.
damn.
What is it though? Not alopecia.
No, it is alopecia. The
I thought that's hair.
no, that's
No,
Alopecia is hair. You're talking about
jaundice.
Nope.
No.
No, that's
Ectodysplasia?
being yellow.
Tuberculosis.
I thought that was
Vitiligo.
Yeah,
Oh,
vitiligo. Yeah, it looks like he's got vitiligo, but the missing pigment in his skin seems to like have this thin layer on top, like a chemical burn.
Oh, that's...
No,
Yes, he is.
Dr. Nafar.
What is it?
He's Dr. Nafario from Despicable Me.
Russell Brand. No, he isn't. He's
Yes,
not
he is
old.
Dr.
He's
Nafario.
not old. Sorry. What are you looking for?
Hey, I didn't mean to bother you. I'm so sorry. I was coming in. I was talking to your intern here. They've been doing an amazing job. I am a brewmaster. I come from the temple up in Urzen. I was wondering if you had any interesting sort of drink ingredients or tools, anything of interest. You know, alchemist to alchemist, brewer to brewer.
Well, I don't know. This helps me for sure. And he pulls behind his desk, or his like counter, and he pulls out like a copper cup with like the copper spoon, like the little mixing spoon, and he goes, "Well, I'm not really that excited to part with this, but this might be the only thing that I have here that can help with mixing. It's a little beat up, so I could give you a discount, but I'll say 100 gold for this."
What am I looking at?
A small beat up copper cup and a copper spoon.
You know, I wouldn't want to take a master brewer's equipment away from him. I was just wondering if you had any extras or information.
Oh, I mean, it's super helpful, but it's one and only.
Right on. Call it into the dish.
I just have one. But I guess I haven't used it in a while. That's why I can give it to you for a discount.
What is it? What do you use this for?
It just helps you mix.
For 100 gold?
Yeah.
Seems a little steep, don't you think?
You asked for it.
Yeah, that's fair. No, all right. I appreciate it though.
Okay.
So
You don't want it?
No.
Okay. He puts it back. Your loss.
You got any new flavors, new beverages, new drinks?
No, sorry.
That's all
Why?
right.
Well, I mean, we've got like. Wait, I do have a. That's probably not in this book. Here, I'll give you one of these, and he gives you like a small soda can that he pulled out of his. It's from my lunchbox, but it's a Jagao specialty.
Ooh.
And you would recognize this as like a ginger root type of soda.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's pretty much only available in this like arid northern area of. Well, I guess it's not really that arid here. But this northern area, like where Jagao is, it's not available in Urzen, and it's certainly not available south. So it's kind of just like a local soda, like ski.
Oh hell yeah! I will take like if he has it, I'll buy like a 6-pack of them.
No, he pulled it out of his lunchbox.
Oh okay, then I'll just take the one.
Okay.
All right. That's all I need from this shop.
All right.
While he was doing all of that, I wanted to sidle over to wherever the fairy was.
Okay. Ernie.
And
She's a pixie.
sorry, Pixie.
Hey!
What is the difference?
What?
Do we know? Fairy, Pixie, is there a difference?
There is a difference in D&D.
All right, cool.
I think
Fairies are
Pixie
small,
is like
pixies are-
almost the size of a halfling or a gnome.
No, I'm pretty sure pixies are tiny. Fairies are small, but
Okay,
that
I
it's
might
not
have
just
that mixed up.
maybe not. Let me look real quick. There is a difference. It's just not.
Anyway, yeah.
Whatever.
Yes, I'm gonna go back over towards the Pixie.
Okay. They're tiny.
And as I approach, I am going to I'm gonna say to her as I'm walking up, are you from the Feywild? Is there a door to there near here?
Oh.
But I'm gonna say it in Sylvan, which is.
Oh. Okay. Yes. She responds in Sylvan, but she responds real hushed, like she shouldn't be speaking it in where they are. Well, there's a couple places just in the world where the thin wall between this realm and the Feywild exists. I think Singhorn.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm from there.
Oh, epic. I know. Shadeberg Bog. That's a place in the Feywild. It's really dangerous, but I know that sometimes, in the wintertime, it opens up these portals in very hot places.
Interesting. I was really just.
I haven't been back in a really long time.
Oh, okay. I was really just. I haven't met.
Do you pray?
Do I pray?
Yeah. Do you like worship?
Fae?
Yeah.
The Feywild? No, not in
Oh, well,
particular.
they can probably help you.
You reminded me of home. I'm from Singhorn,
Oh.
and I've spent much of my life around Fae and Fae creatures, but since I left, I have not encountered
It's
many.
nice there.
In the Feywild or Singhorn?
Both.
Okay, you've been.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, it is nice. It's one of the nicest places in Exandria, but
I've not been back in some time. It was just nice to see a face that, a fae. I've not encountered one in some time.
If you go back, or if you find a spot, here. And she flips you a small, like, button. That's, it's pretty big for her. She's tiny,
Sure.
but it's like a pin that you would pin to your chest, and it has, like, this symbol on it of, like, 2 pillars, and then, like, a road. Just flash that around.
All right. Do I recognize it?
Make a religion check. 4. An arc. Or history.
History I actually am good at. 14.
You feel
10.
like...
Oh, is it 10? Okay.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 10. It was a 14 total.
Oh, 14. Yeah. What year is it? No, you don't really recognize it.
Cool.
834.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me wait. What year did I say? 894?
834.
834. 34. Yeah, you do not.
All right. I said, well, thank you. This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Have you traveled much around here?
Not really.
No. All right.
I mean, I'm trying to pay back my student loans,
Right.
so. And still care.
Not for me. For you. I paid them back, so it's not even happy that I didn't pay back. It's just like, already did.
Well, then, if you can answer me this, how effective are those alchemist fires at dealing with threats that are just outside of reach?
Pretty good. I mean, as long as it's within like 20 feet of you, and you hit it, it takes some fire damage.
How much did you say there were? 100 gold pieces per, and you have 2 of them?
Yeah. Yeah. But these are special, so it does a little more damage than like general alchemist fire. Because general alchemist fire is only 1d4. These do 2d6.
Ooh, that's bright.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to turn it like that.
I say, well, that's interesting. Well, thank you for the conversation and for the button and such.
Yeah.
But no, we're really just looking for things to keep us safe from here to Bazazan. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, we have some stuff, but a lot of those resources are outsourced to Bazazan.
makes sense. All right. Well, it seems.
But the road to travel won't. It's probably not that bad. The Aurora Watch patrol it sometimes, so hopefully you're protected. You follow the Luxon. Well, say you follow the Luxon, and they'll help you out.
Good to know.
And she says this quietly enough that nobody is listening. Like, she looks and notices where Gog is, and that Gog is busy talking, and says this very quietly.
Is he from the Feywild? No, you just
No.
met him here.
Yeah.
Working as a pharmacist.
Yeah.
All right.
Practicing my skills.
Your alchemy skills.
Sure.
All right. All right. Well, thank you. You've been wonderful. I'm gonna put 2 gold pieces down on the
Okay.
on the table and
Cool.
just kind of say, consider that payment for the button.
Sweet.
That's
my whole student
baby.
Oh God.
You just were her like major benefactor of her life. You're just Daddy Warbucks her.
All right. On to the listening.
Mix. Oh yes, it's we are at Mixed Masters. Leaving Mixed Masters, going to the listening leaf.
Okay. As you approach the listening leaf, you see
Well, now Crash wanted something.
Oh, Crash.
Oh, I just wanted to know how much poison vials or oil flasks would cost.
Like empty ones? Or like just a
No,
flask
like
of poison?
full of poison or oil. Like a poison vial or like a oil. How much that would.
We'll say a vial of poison is 10 gold, and a vial of oil, just a general oil, is probably like 2 gold.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right, the listening leaf. So you approach, and this shop has like a wraparound porch. And there are people on the porch, kind of like outside of Eckert's, where they're sitting in like rocking chairs that don't match.
Outside of Bob Evan or
not
Cracker
Eckert's, fucking Cracker Barrel. And they're like sitting in rocking chairs that don't match. And sitting on top of barrels are like checkers and things like that. Blocus or whatever. What's that game? That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're playing games. And you can hear music just surrounding you, stereo, almost stereo-like. And sitting at one of the tables with no one across from him, just kind of flipping like a checkers piece in between his fingers is Irvin. But he doesn't seem to notice you yet. Like he's not paying attention.
Quinn rushes inside to look for musical instruments.
Yeah, I got paper on the brain, baby. I gotta go.
Okay.
Damien will get there. He sits down across from Irvin.
Okay.
But.
Alright, we'll wait on that. Inside the Listening Leaf, you see kids running around like a comic book store. Like, kids are running around, reading books, playing games. There's another section in the back where people are, like, jam sessioning, the instruments for sale, like, just playing them, testing them out. And you see two creatures behind, like, if you think of FBI where, like, the counter is in the middle, and they can, like, circle around it. Like, there's two creatures there who are dressed. One of them is dressed very nicely in, like, black pants and a very nice, like, ironed white button-up shirt with, like, a little fake toupee on top of their head. And then the other one is in, like, a circus outfit almost. And they are two grung. Nice. So these two frog creatures. One of them is... they both seem to be female. The one who's dressed in, like, the white and black, like, the very nice, is red. She's, like, a red color. And then the other one is blue. Okay. And they're, like, just busy. So.
Grung are so cool.
I'll go around the store and just look for some, I don't know what it's called, wizard paper.
You can find some.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll just
some nice paper.
Wizard paper?
Gold worth.
Perfect.
It takes 50 gold per spell level,
Perfect.
right?
I think so.
Then I'll just get 50 gold worth. I don't have nearly enough money for what I want.
Yes, you do. You have so much more.
I need a lot.
What do you need?
I need like 200 gold worth.
You have that.
Do I?
Yeah.
I have 100 gold.
You have 100 gold on you. So if I take 100 gold away from what our total is here and split it in half, because I'd been keeping track of all your gold, do you want to just keep track of your own gold?
No.
Okay. Well, if I take half, I have 680 right now. If I take.
Okay, fine. 200. Okay. I'll do 100. You do 100 from my money.
Okay.
Perfect. 200. We don't have to roll by gold wizard paper. 200 gold of wizard paper, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. You find it very easily.
Mm-hmm.
What is everybody else doing?
Before you go inside, I hand you your gold, and I say, I'm abandoning the party again. And I point over to Irvin and go sit down.
I say, yeah, no, I'm ready to joke about that too, and just go inside.
Okay.
Rose. Okay. Anyway.
I am gonna go look. I'm gonna go right to the musical instruments. I'm going to Guitar Center. Okay. Going to the Guitar Center section.
Okay, great. There's a bunch of goblins here who seem to be in a bluegrass vaporwave band, and they're playing instruments here. And they see you come over and just ignore you and keep playing.
Yep.
What are you looking for?
Something unique. Something if it's
Are you looking for
Johassian
something
or
magical or just an instrument?
Well, I'd be interested to know if they have magical instruments, because that's kind of cool to learn about, but I'm not going to buy one. I can almost guarantee it.
Okay.
But I am most interested in finding musical instruments that might be unique to Xhorhas or even this region of Xhorhas.
Okay. I will say that here's all the instruments that they have there. They've got some bagpipes, some bird pipes, a bongo drum, a dulcimer, a flute, a horn, a longhorn, a lute, a lyre, a pan flute. Something that seems to be pretty common here that you haven't seen in a lot of other places is a shawm. It's a loud double reed instrument. It's an ancestor of the oboe.
Okey-doke.
So that seems to be pretty common
The
here.
shalm.
Shawm, S-H-A-W-M.
A-W-M. Okay.
And then a war gong.
The shalm is
Shalm.
a different kind
Nope.
of instrument.
Shawm. And then there's also like some artisans' tools, so like tool sets and then gaming sets in the other sections of the store, and then also like a costumes area.
Cool. Is there like any sort of person that I could ask to like see if they do have magical
Yeah, you
instruments?
could go talk to one of the Grom.
Yeah.
There are two. The red one is a little bit more fancier. Looks like, I don't even want to say like a more professional performer, but a more like traditional performer. And then the other one, who's a blue grung, is in like a circus costume.
Okay, I'll talk to the red grum
Okay.
if I can.
Okay. You walk up. They're both sitting on stools facing outward. So like, the red one is on one side, the blue one's on the other. So you go to the red one. She's got like a little name tag that says Cadence. How can I help you?
Yeah, looking for musical instruments.
Right in the musical instrument section of the back.
Yes. Specifically, I was kind of hoping I could get a bit of a guidance. I practice the arcane arts myself. So if you have any musical instruments that are rather, excuse my turn of phrase, attuned to such things, I would be interested in seeing them. If not, if you just have like, I have traveled very far, but yet not been in Jorhas before, so I don't know if you have a sort of, when you listen to music, if something comes out as distinctly Jorhasian to you.
She thinks for a second. She says, "Let me check the back real quick. We've got a couple specific, special magical items in the back. Let me go look." And she hops back real quick, and then immediately comes back, big smile on her face. And she goes, "All right, I think you're gonna like this one." And in a case is a Saturn.
Oh.
And this is called, she says, this is the Ashkeeper Saturn. Now, I don't know if it's something you're interested in, but it is a little magical. It plays at a very high cadence, but it does have the ability to cast a couple spells. So, if you're interested.
No, this is a beautiful piece of work. I have a Saturn myself, and
I know, I saw it on your side.
yes, in fact, I think these are similarly enchanted.
Oh.
You holding a Saturn? Yeah, I've got one. She's like, yeah, no, it's
But that's okay. Imbuing magics into an instrument is something that is incredibly difficult to do.
Well, it's really just this part, and she takes a capo off and hands you a capo. Maybe this will, work with that.
Interesting.
Quibbin goes, "Have you heard of a hurdy-gurdy?"
Okay.
It's about 50 gold for the capo.
All right, we'll keep this on the counter. But if you do have any other instruments, don't even have to be magical. I just like exploring other. I can play just about reeded, double reeded, brass, percussion,
Sure.
strings.
I think I've got a good idea.
Okay,
We'll come back to you.
you got it.
Morose, were you looking at costumes?
Yeah.
So you see general disguise kits, weaver's tools, which you'd have to be proficient in to use. Well, I guess in you don't have to, but whatever.
Well, whatever that equivalent would be, performance, I guess.
Yeah, and then there's 3 different cloaks on a rack that say clearance, and it says 80, and it's crossed out, and now it says 70. So 70 gold for one of these. And on the tag, it says cloak of many fashions.
Yeah. I'll try it on.
Okay. Let me
Take off my red little cape and put on this cloak.
I think you have to be at 10.
Oh, do I? Okay, then never mind.
But I mean, you can put it on. It's very nice. It does seem to have like a little bit of like stretching in the bottom. Excuse me, that's what it is, Clarence. But there's a little sign here that says change the style, color, and apparent underlined very much, apparent quality of this cloak. Weight, like the heaviness, weight does not change. Can't be used as anything but a cloak. Magic.
Interesting. And there's 3 of them? Or that's just one?
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them.
And they all say 70 gold.
Unfortunately, I spent all my money on paper. But I'll tell the others. I'll tell the others who came in. If Brago, you got are you interested in fashion? Crash, are you interested in fashion?
Yeah, fashion's cool. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's neat. How much do these cost again?
70.
70.
I mean, I'm not forcing it on you. I spent all my money on paper. So if somebody's interested in fashion, this seems to be the item to buy. Plus, I mean, in theory, it of course could have some tactical benefit if we were to go somewhere that they all wore purple cloaks, the Purple Cloak Brigade. You could blend in as one of them.
Very. I appreciate the heads up. It's actually kind of nifty.
I know. I never heard of something like that.
I wish I had pants that do this. Like pants that change color. I feel like that'd be kind of. The cloak was nice, but I mean, like, I could just make these into some shorts or something.
I could turn a pair of white pants into yellow pants if you give me enough time.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
There
Don't
is
say that again.
there is a grung in like a fancy costume. You might be able to ask if she can like hem it.
Hey,
Turn it into pants.
Just out of curiosity. Hey. So, we in question, the cloaks, super cool.
Yeah.
I noticed on clearance. Could you make any, like, pants or shorts out of them?
Sure.
You know, like color-changing pants or shorts?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How much would that cost?
When do you need to buy?
I don't know.
Today.
Just an estimate. Probably today, you know.
Or tomorrow, maybe.
Probably take me like 2 hours to do it.
Yeah, and how much would that cost?
Like 20 gold. We're trying to get rid of these.
You know what? Color-changing pants is funny. I'll take them.
Okay. Okay, in 2 hours they'll be done. That's
See you in
90,
2 hours.
90 gold for the. Well, you could just have them. 90 gold
Oh, wait,
for the.
did you say 90?
Well,
yeah,
70.
It was a 70 gold cloak and 20 gold to get it turned into
I
pants.
thought you said 20. I know you said 70 for the original cloak price. I thought for some reason the pants were selling even worse and not existent.
No, she's gonna make them into pants for you.
Never mind.
Or you could buy them as you could buy it as a cloak, and maybe someone else somewhere someday can make them into pants.
Turn it into like an apron.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna throw in like 30 gold for you to get this cloak.
Listen, it's fuck it. Okay, fine. I'll get the cloak.
I'm sacrificing.
Do you want pants or no?
Yeah, fuck it. Pants time. Let's go.
Okay, for 90 gold, however you want to do it, you can have
All right.
Cloak of Many Fashions, which is an item from Xanathar's, but they can be pants of many fashions.
I'll take it.
Amazing.
Let's go.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
I don't really believe in money that much.
Under-
I like
mood.
things more.
That's fair.
Mood.
Cadence. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and we don't have to like RP it, but I was gonna get like tools, containers, and like bottles or bags just to like hold ingredients for my brewing supplies.
Okay,
and all that.
how much are you trying to
Like-
spend on this?
Like, I'm nothing special. Like at most like 5 gold. I'm just trying to get like just so that I can say I re-upped on materials if I were to brew later on.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
She pulls out a small little box and opens it up, and you see a very wonderfully carved wooden instrument that you would recognize as a harmonica.
That's fine, but it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Jorhasian make?
Mm-hmm.
The wood?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. How much?
15 gold.
10 gold. And, okay. Let's take this up front. I want to try out that capo, and I'll see if
Okay.
it's something I'd be interested in
Sure.
purchasing. So,
Okay.
So.
And do you have a kazoo?
Quivin's.
Yes, we do have kazoos.
And one kazoo.
Okay, 1 gold.
Quivin's gonna put the capo on there to turn
Leave me alone.
and play with it just a little bit.
Okay, the capo.
Yes. And cast Identify as they play
Okay.
on the capo.
Okay, this is an Ashkeeper capo. When you are attuned to this capo and it is on an instrument that you're using as a focus, you may cast the following spells: Bark Skin, Cure Wounds, and Fairy Fire.
Meanwhile, Andre's like.
Okay. You know, I appreciate it, but I think I'll just take the harmonica.
Okay.
And that's about it.
All right.
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
All fine. Just 20. To see if there's any other last words.
Roll. Throw this.
It is. We have to take up the challenge.
I didn't see it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But
You look around,
No.
and in the gaming section is Galceriad and Dermot, but you don't see anybody else. And Galceriad is reading some book, and Dermot is looking at plushies.
Oh.
That's cute.
I'll let other people do. I've done a lot of talking. So if anyone else has anything anyone else want to do in here, please. Before I do that.
I thought I was doing a lot of talking, so.
Do they sell tabletop
Got
role
it.
playing game books?
Yes, that's what Galceriad's reading.
Good.
Well, I'll go up to Galceriad, but not. I'll let other people
Okay.
Crash or Brago or Andre.
Anybody else want to do anything before we do this?
I was still outside with Irvin. I was just waiting for you to get back to that.
I figured I'll go at me outside that.
We can do that first if you want.
It's up to you. I was just waiting on whatever.
We can do Irvin. We'll do that first. As you sit down, he kind of is startled for a second. He's not paying enough attention. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
He's not paying enough attention to not be startled by someone sitting across the table from him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, hey!
Didn't mean to frighten you.
No. You want to play?
I don't think I know what this is.
I don't either.
Wonderful. Let's play then.
Okay. It looks like King's Court. Have you ever played that?
No.
Perfect. Then that's what it looks like.
Is it a dice game?
It's a board game.
It's a board game?
Yeah.
I love King's Court. It's my favorite board game. There's emerald pieces on one end and like a pumpkin orange pieces on the other end. And Irvin just like questionably moves one like 5 spaces forward. But it's like a checkerboard.
Interesting.
So he's like just randomly moving them as you guys are talking.
Just make up the rules as you go.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's illegal.
No, I have an everything shield on that guy.
Yeah.
So, I'll move a piece as well.
Okay.
Like so.
Like
You're Irvin,
so.
correct? I caught your name
Yeah.
right. You fight better than you eat pies. I mean that as a compliment.
Guess it wasn't a high bar to beat.
No, it was wonderful. These were the steepest competition I had there.
Cool. He moves a piece forward. And he like moves 2 spaces forward and then like jumps over yours.
Yeah. Oh, good move.
But like doesn't take your piece or
Yeah, it was
anything. Like just
Just jump.
just jumps over.
It's just a kickflip, dude. It's cool.
So
He did a kickflip on top of you.
He's just like a little ollie.
So I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on what happened yesterday.
Right. That was weird.
It was more than weird.
Yeah. Look, I'll be honest. And my thoughts are a little different than the rest of my groups. I don't really care about what happened in the grotto. But I want to know what that jewel can do. That's all.
All right.
Maggie's worried that our safety would be at risk if we pursue anything, but that makes sense.
Makes sense.
She's just trying to protect us, and
Is Maggie keeping the jewel?
she's got it. Yeah, I mean it's not hers. Like we all kind of agreed that it was something we would all kind of pursue, but she's got it on her, I guess.
Gotcha.
Unless AO changed the plan, I don't know.
Ao's sort of the leader, then, I would
Oh yeah.
assume?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I wish I had more to speak on. I just am totally in the dark on the whole scenario. Just trying to catch up on things.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go to Bazozan in a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's what Ushru said. You were heading towards Bazozan.
Yeah. Ao and Neve and Maggie are at a different shop right now, but they should be back over in just a few minutes.
Cool. Have you been through the barbed fields? Been to Bazozan? Been anywhere?
I've never been to
like that
Bazozan,
before?
but I have been through the barbed fields. My old group I used to be with, they were kind of like nomads.
Mm.
So we travel around Jorhas a lot, and we've been through the barbed field. Yep. We've been through there a couple times.
Is it particularly dangerous? It sounds ominous.
The barbed fields, I mean, it's beautiful. A little dangerous, but not any less dangerous than the rest of Jorhas.
All right.
Have you ever been to the barbed fields? It is
No,
beautiful.
No, I've never been.
Got these big spikes coming up out of the ground. That's why it's called the barbed fields.
And yeah, makes sense.
They're like sometimes like 30 feet high.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they like trees? Are they old? What just rock formations?
I don't really know. Yeah, that's what they look like, but it's a lot of mystery surrounding them. I certainly don't know what they are. I just know.
Usher had mentioned that as well. That it has some great ties to the calamity and times before. One of our group members here actually has a personal sort of interest in that time period, the calamity and the artifacts there from it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I saw that vision and of myself particularly interested, but there are those in my group that are just professionally interested in what it is that you all now carry.
Right.
Well, maybe this is a conversation I should have with Ao, but we at least some of us would be interested in traveling to Bazozan as well, learning what we can about whatever that was.
I was raised that strength is in numbers. I think Ao feels the same way. Maybe we can travel together.
I would be amenable to that.
Sure.
So long as Galsaria doesn't try and put me to sleep again.
Do what?
Oh, you didn't see that in the underground?
Oh, that was just part of the game.
The magic?
Yeah.
The game with the large eel in the water?
Yeah. Galsaria, he was just trying to win.
Right.
He likes to win.
It was just a goof and a gaff.
I gathered that much.
Goofing and gaffing.
Are you okay, buddy? What's wrong?
Is he... Never mind.
What?
Golly,
try to take him out.
Well, you are a fighter. Do you know of anywhere in this town, in this city, where I might be able to find some weapons, something to outfit myself, even like a few
his face kind of
small,
sours
like
a little
throwing
bit.
hatchets or something I can use to.
I mean, if you're looking for just general weapons.
Yep.
I mean,
Just a handful.
I've got an extra throwing axe if you want it.
That's all right. I don't need to take your weaponry, but.
But I think Bazozan. I've never been there, but I know they have a pretty good cache of stuff like that.
Right.
I'm not worried about the road there. I've traveled through the wastes and the fields so many times. It's
All right.
you come across some scary things, but it's.
Well, if we're all going to the same
Constant.
place, and if you think your group would be amenable to my group
Maybe.
traveling alongside yours, then perhaps.
Sure.
I mean, we'd be happy to help with whatever we can along the way. We're mostly just interested
Great.
in that item now. That,
Yeah.
that
Well, I'll tell.
Maggie carries.
I'll tell Ao, and
All right.
he's moving pieces.
And if you're interested, I'll bring the I'll bring it back to my group as well, and we can, like you said, strength in numbers, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
12 heads is better than 6. However the saying
Usually,
goes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then he grabs a handful of your pieces and pulls them to the side. And he goes, "I win."
All right, good game. Wow, can't always be the winner.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then he gets up and walks off.
All right. Well, nice talking to you.
He's gonna he'll say something like, "I'm gonna go get Ao." He's gonna go to the other store. Galceriad is reading a book that seems to describe some sort of tabletop role-playing game. But he's got a furrowed brow and is shaking his head side to side.
I just walk up with my giant stack of paper that I'm
And he
trying
says
to put in my spell book.
It's
Yeah.
wizard paper brand on the side.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast.
And
paper.
without even looking up, he goes, "Need some more paper for something."
Kind of always. I learned in school.
That's
But-
true.
So, how'd you sleep?
Oh, I don't sleep.
Oh,
Tight. I'm not there. Tight.
that's.
How did you sleep?
I was up pretty late looking at the moon, but I slept fine otherwise.
Make a deception check.
Natural 20. I think that's all you rolled
That is all I
tonight.
rolled.
That's like your third
Yeah.
one.
For a 23.
Okay. He squints at you.
I bring up sleep actually on purpose. My compatriot Damien thinks that he was sort of singled out by apparently a sleep spell.
Yes, I tried to cast sleep on him.
Yeah, he
Didn't go through.
He also doesn't sleep.
Right.
So I think he thinks I think he's a bit sensitive when magics are directed his way sometimes. He's used to a compatriot who uses them in defense of himself. And he seems to think there was some...
trying to win.
I agree. And
And
I
I-
agree he should
and
have
I
stayed
didn't.
with his own team. And he went with the other team.
Right.
We're on the same page. I didn't come here to accuse you of anything. I just want you to be
And no
aware
harm.
of it.
Sure. If he would like to discuss it with me, I'm more than happy to tell him. I tried to
I
cast sleep on
appreciate
him to win the game.
I appreciate that. That being said, I have so much of this paper that I've just been burning a hole since I bought it 5 minutes ago. And I think it'd be fun if we the leaders of our groups are probably meeting as we speak and planning something.
Who's the
like
leader
this.
of your group?
Who is the leader of our group?
I didn't realize our group had leaders.
Oh. Maybe I didn't either.
Hmm.
Maybe
Maybe it's us.
it's us. Alright, fine. Then we as the leader of our group, I think should not act in direct opposition to one another outside of sport. Or if y'all already have some preconceived, in which case just tell me to shut the fuck up. But I think it'd be fun to share notes. There's probably some spells you don't know. I've been spending some time on, and we have. I imagine we have different fields of study. I myself study hemocraft, which I would be happy to dabble in. Blood magic, it's more colloquially known as. And I don't know what your specialties are, but I'd love. You can look at my. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. Kind of bit of spell books, at least.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm so good at these. Come on, dice. What's that?
Ooh, 12. Perhaps someday. When you've proven yourself to me.
Ouch. Okay. I like that.
He just smirks.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
asshole.
like that.
I really hate this guy.
That's why you're not here. The leaders are speaking cold, please.
Give me those chippies.
I think. I guess I'd like to know if there is any. Sort of, one of the failings of being a winner and proving yourself to the whole town and sort of being on a plaque in the wall in the Museum of the Luxon for a whole year, is just that, you know, that can cause some ill will towards your competitors. And I thought there'd be more than just 2 competitors, to be honest. But since it was just us, I just want to make sure that there's not any ill will, and if there is, that I would love to diffuse it in some way.
Oh, sure. There's no ill will from me.
Okay.
There seems to be ill will of your compatriot, apparently.
Like I said, he's very sensitive.
What?
So if he would like to diffuse that, that's fine.
Alright, I'll let him know. I'll let him know. I think otherwise.
All I said to him was why.
I know. I
No, but
just
she
I just
approached him
said.
was like,
I just said. I told him that there was just to be aware, so to just speak plainly between our groups. Okay. Well then, amazing. I will let that be his domain to speak to you on, and just wanted to check in, make sure everyone's all right, recovered on your side from the events of yesterday were quite traumatic for some. So.
oh yes, that odd vision. I suppose it's shaken a couple people up. I'm honestly, fine. Just quite eager to see what secrets unfold here. That's all.
Secrets. Yeah, I'm not too big on religion to know what everything Damien said he talked about. To know.
Right.
Yeah. Alright, well, is there anything, you're into games?
Oh, this stuff, no.
Right.
Not at all.
Did you
Dermot
put-
over there might, though.
You didn't perform in any of the games yesterday, did you? Did you compete in any of them?
I did. The riddles and a few
Oh,
others.
very nice. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'll, guess we'll, you know, it's a good, you know, as leaders of the group, we should check in with one another from time to time, if we're not going to be traveling together, although I would love to, just to have that time to compare
Yes,
notes.
I'll
like
discuss
you
with
said.
my group what... We are traveling to Bazozan soon. If your group thinks they're up for it.
Oh, well. As winners, I'm sure we're more than capable.
Right.
Alright, well, I'll go meet up with my group, and if they chose to speak with yours, we'll find out more shortly.
Wonderful. And he smiles.
Just walk off with my paper and go on to find the pants folks, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll regroup with the pants
frog
brigade.
Have the pants.
And with, I guess we're up front with Quiven now too, so it's just Damien outside. So, alright, well, we about ready to meet up with AO. I guess it's about time.
Yep, I'm good. I pocket a
Galceria
small wooden
sends his
box.
love.
You guys,
You come inside or
Yes.
we went out? Okay.
Erwin has invited us. Not tentatively, he has to run it by AO, the leader of that group first. But Erwin has mentioned that we might be able to travel to Bazazan with them. Erwin's made the trek before, or has at least been wandered the wastes, if you will, quite a bit. So he
Isn't
seems
his name Waste Walker?
yeah.
Makes sense.
And so he seems to somewhat know what he's doing, and he said that their group would probably be amenable to us traveling together if you guys are.
That would be awesome. That would be absolutely fantastic.
I know.
Actually.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
just was meeting with Galceria, the leader of their group as well, and he seemed a
sorry?
little less interested. Maybe not less interested, just less excitable, as you're making Owen seem out to be, to travel with us if we were up to the challenge.
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry. I'm
Rose,
sorry.
you know those
Erwin,
wizard types.
I'm sorry. I want to preface this. Erwin wasn't like, oh, super excited about it. He's like, yeah, that'd be like fine. I am excited that Erwin
Oh,
was
understood.
so amenable to it. But Erwin was just like, Erwin brought it up. I didn't even say anything. Erwin was like, sorry, Irvin. Irvin brought it up. He was like, oh well, you all could travel with us.
Only you had a different
Maybe.
name.
Power in numbers. Strength in numbers. Is what
I think Irvin's kind of like. He's a cool guy, but he looks kind of like, I don't know, a little scruffy. Like,
Scruffy?
yeah, I kind of want to call him Scruffy. He looks like he's scruffy.
Alright. Well, Galceriad, whose name is just as easy to say as Scruffy and super memorable.
You know what it is?
And-
It's not Scruff, it's Shag. I'm gonna call him Shaggy.
Like
I can see it. I can see the shadow.
Or we'll maybe ask him if you.
Nope,
Like
I'm
a
just gonna do it
cosby.
and see if he catches on.
Well, Galceria, the leader of their group, did say that they had no ill will towards us for winning. and that
Well,
they look forward to us sort of, well, they didn't have any ill will towards us, and if we had any ill will towards them, that would be up to the individuals who had such ill will to speak of that, and not one representative such as myself could speak for that for the group. However, I told them, and I think primarily we're fine, and if anyone has any discrepancies, that's up to that individual to disclose to them at their choosing. But largely as a party, we do not hold them responsible for any of the events of yesterday, and as winners, we will be as falsely humble as necessary.
You guys, there's a dog in here. Look at him.
They have a shop dog?
They have a shop dog.
Oh, Winter, where'd you go, dude? Oh, shit. And then you see the small dog who you recognize as Winter Dad go, bow, bow, and then disappear.
Oh.
And then suddenly reappear. Oh, in Eve's hands and is licking her face. She's like, oh, dude, oh, sorry.
No problem.
She yells into the whole
Very
place.
cute dog.
Yeah, well, I'll keep him outside, sorry. And she runs out. And she has like a cup in her hand with like a straw. They were at a coffee shop.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, fuck. Go, Winter! You hear from outside. So right now Damien's playing with the Winter time.
well, really, I think I'd like to talk to Maggie, the leader of the group, in order to learn a little bit.
This game will never have two things.
I mean, if
Consistent
you want
group
the
names
leaders
or
to
leaders.
talk, then surely you should send me, right?
Well, yeah, just go talk to Dermot, the leader of their group.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Ao kind of opens the door and whistles, and Gelsariad and Dermot put down their stuff and walk out.
Oh yeah, that's real leader material.
Hold on,
I don't
hold on,
say
hold
that
on,
loud
hold on.
enough for them to hear. I do say it loud enough for Morose to hear.
Imagine with my
Hold on, let me
shoulder.
try. And I'm gonna start walking over there, and I'm gonna turn back, and I'm gonna whistle the same way.
Where?
And
I'm
we
gonna
all
walk,
just
I'm gonna
stand
start
there.
walking outward towards Ao. I'm gonna whistle and towards the party, and then walk out.
We all just stand
Does
there
anybody
and
follow
stare at you.
I am currently trying to mop up a spill I made in the store with my jacket.
Okay.
I'm still playing with the dog.
I'll follow Quiven.
As soon as Quiven whistles, Winter and disappears.
Cute. I'll follow.
He
Did
disappeared.
Galsariad get up and follow Ao? Then I'll get up and follow Quiven.
So Quiven and Morose walk out. Anybody else?
Yeah,
As soon as the dog
Crash is outside
disappears.
already.
I stumble out after trying to clean up my mess. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I did what I could. It's gonna be sticky.
Okay.
As soon as the dog
Oh.
disappears, I leave. I have no
Okay.
reason to be here.
Anybody else not going outside?
I'll tag along with it.
Okay. All right. So you go outside, and Ao is kind of joining with her group, handing out like cups and like pastries and stuff to her group, and they're all kind of.
Their leader gives
That's
snacks.
how you gotta be a great
I start handing out
Isn't
cups
it-
with.
I don't
Morose,
want your pamphlet.
Morose, who neither eats nor drinks. Wow.
Wow.
Isn't that
nice.
interesting?
Are you trying to make something real quick, Andre?
I'm like, I was going to, but I'm just gonna give them whatever beer comes
Okay.
out of my
Okay, perfect.
keg.
Whatever's
Ao walks over, and
Hey, yo!
she's got actually just a tiny cup that she downs super fast. She's a straight espresso type girl,
Hell yeah.
and she goes, "All right,
It was Jin. We know it's Jin.
so we're going to Bazozan.
So we've heard.
That's what Owen tells me.
What are you doing?"
Well, here's the thing. I kind of have a call it a professional curiosity in artifacts of the calamity, and I think that Maggie has one. So I'm not saying I need it,
Perhaps.
but I'm not saying that I need it or want to take it from you by any means. But I do hear that the people in Bazozan perhaps may know a thing or two a bit more about it.
Right.
So I'm heading that direction.
All right.
I think the rest of these 5 are going to stick with me because I'm the leader of this group. So
Okay. So when are you departing?
When are you departing?
I figured safety in numbers would work well if we're both heading to Bazozan. We're not
Yes!
particularly...
Maggie.
Maggie's got me. We're not particularly tied to a time frame here,
Yes.
so...
I have a lot of concerns about safety.
Are the barb
What are you
fields that
most
dangerous?
concerned about?
Well, no. But, and she points real slow to Dermot. where is she? And he goes, oh.
Yeah, we've got a couple of those too.
And she pats Ao in the back real hard and kind of pushes Ao forward, but she seems to be it's whipping. And it seems to push Ao forward a little bit as she's getting pat on the back, but she's not like reacting in any negative way. And Maggie goes, numbers. Strike the numbers.
When Maggie says that, I kind of lock eyes with Irvin and just kind of like nod.
He nods. All right. So what are you proposing? That you join us on the trip to Bazzoxan?
I think we'll just be sharing a road. It doesn't need to be any sort of formal proposal. We're not looking to join the last words, nor are we asking you to join in mourning, but we are heading
Join
out.
who?
Oh,
You're in mourning.
in mourning, yes.
Oh, that's a good play on words there. All right.
I think Moreau's thought
Are
of
you
it.
trying
I
to
don't
leave today?
Really know.
Well, again, we're not tied to any particular time frame, so
I'm just curious. We're leaving today.
lovely.
There is strength in numbers, but I'm not saying that I feel quite personally happy about leading my group into the fray and then you coming up behind me after we've been killed by shit and taking advantage of that. So are you leaving today with us?
I don't think strength in numbers works if we aren't together.
That's what I'm asking.
So yes.
All
I
right.
mean, if you're trying to leave today, then I think we could be amenable to that, because
Yeah,
we have
that's
nothing
fine.
tying us to this town anymore.
It's about a 12 days travel.
That's what we've heard.
And I want to go at just a normal pace for now. Some of us are quite slower than others. It's not a big deal.
All right.
Normal pace, okay.
Works.
We don't have any
Okay,
more bounders,
that's
don't have
fine.
any steeds.
No. Not
So-
us.
That's fine. We're good.
We'll have to keep each other's backs
Yes.
safe.
In a group this large anyway, mounts at this point would be inordinately expensive.
Right.
and tiresome to wrangle.
Right.
So do you.
If anything, we could maybe get a wagon to carry gear, but I don't think we need to worry about
Slow
that.
us
We
down
are
if
pretty
anything.
capable. Yeah.
Slow us down, I don't want to.
Well, to be honest, aside from a number of us are from Jorhas, but you seem to be a little bit more intimately familiar with the local area, so we'll kind of take your
I am
leave.
from
of-
Jigao,
Perfect.
so I am from here.
Have you taken the road to Bazzoxan before?
No.
It's fine. Neither have I.
Have any of you?
And yet we're both here leading. So
I've been in the fields. Like, I've been in the barn fields, man.
thanks, Shaggy.
Come on, dude.
All right.
Not
Well, then
Shaggy.
it seems to me like Irvin might be the best one to sort of lead the way, and then we can all sort of
Actually, wait a minute. Let me
follow his
make sure.
lead.
Maggie, where's Maggie? Right, yeah. Well, we're quite good as a group traveling. We've done it for a while. We've not maybe been off on a huge adventure like this before. But we're not one to be messed with. So don't try to like stab us in the back or anything. We won't be as nice as we were in the game.
We're really not ones to be messing. So
Also, we have nothing to gain from that. I mean, we aren't bandits.
All I'm proposing, well, there are lots of bandits in the
if
the wastes of Jorhas.
I could, I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but we understand
Right.
that you have a vestige of divergence. I think at least some of us among the 12 understand what that could or could not mean. But we have a purely academic interest in that item.
I understand
that's
that.
about
So
it.
here's what I'm proposing. Don't stab us in the back. Travel with us. We'll keep you safe if you keep us safe. But it's our vestige, not yours. You may have been part of the same vision as us, but it's ours. It's in our possession. Don't try to take it from us. And if it ends up being something that we don't need, then you can have it. But it's ours.
I have no issue with it.
Alright.
Sounds to me easy enough.
I just want to make that clear. If it ends up being some really, really magical or really expensive, beautiful item, once we find that out, it's still ours.
If it is a vestige of divergence, it will be. So I'm already aware of that.
Alright.
Yeah,
Then I don't
it
see
seems
why
more
we can't go together on the road.
At this point, I want to get the Bazzoxan, and you seem like the safest way, so let's hit the
Alright.
road.
I want to
It's
see a
gonna be
little bit
fun.
more of what you all can do.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Alright. To Bazzoxan! And that's where we're gonna stop today's session.
Yay.
But I know, we don't have
Who are you guys? Deporting USA. So.